Hello, listening people.
Hi, Ryan.
You are listening to Spin Polish Presents. I'm, of course, like you just heard, Ryan. And the person who said that is Bartek. You gonna... Yeah,
Oh, right, yeah, I was meant to
That's
say...
you.
I was meant to just say hello.
You were just meant to say hello.
You're talking to the listening people, not me.
I'm not talking to you. You could be a listening person, but apparently you're not listening.
I will be the audience surrogate of the listening people.
You can be my surrogate if you want. You got...
Dad?
You got ovaries? I mean... You need
Well,
those.
you're already born, though, so I don't have to...
Okay, that's what I meant. Sure.
What are the ovaries?
Well, surrogacy is a thing in which you have to explain the concept of surrogacy. If you want to know the concept of surrogacy, listen to our episode on When the Bow Breaks, because that covers it. But we at Spin Posh, we do feature-length audio commentaries for unappreciated masterpieces. What is an unappreciated masterpiece? They are films that need more love. They're films that are great. They are unappreciated. They are a masterpiece. These are the films that people just overlook. They're not films that aren't completely forgotten and aren't completely remembered. If I said, hey, we're covering this film, you're like, oh yeah, that film. I remember that film, but did you see it? Maybe. Did you love it? Perhaps.
Do you remember it?
Do you remember it? Well, you just said kind of maybe, so could be.
Can you talk about it?
Well, what, you're going to listen to us talk about it. You know, that's the rule. These are the rules. Of course, we're Spin Polish because we are both spinning. And we are always Polish.
And we're driving.
And I'm driving a Polish car to Bartek's house, knocking on his door saying, what's hello in Polish?
Is it daytime?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, dzień dobry.
What's it at night?
Dobry wieczór.
Okay. Hello.
And remember, I'm the audience surrogate, so he's visiting your house.
Hello. Bartek, how are you?
Good, how are you, Ryan?
Oh, great. But what film are we covering? You got to tell me now. It's a life or death situation. My car's running out of petrol.
Okay, Ryan. Just for you, we are going to cover the great 2008... That rhymed. 2008, great.
Yeah, that's...
2000 great film Opowieści na dobranoc.
Of course. I love that film. That's one of my favourite films. But, let's say, for argument's sake, I don't speak Polish. I'm not saying that I don't.
Which you clearly don't, because you greeted me in Polish.
Yeah, exactly. I said hello.
Yeah.
And let's say I don't speak Polish for some particular reason, even though I am Polish. I don't know what the film is. I'm not one of these people who downloads the podcast and reads it says unappreciated masterpiece, such and such movie. I'm a person... I'm blind. I listen to this...
and I'm the audience, so I did download the film.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this and you're blind, it doesn't say the title in Braille for you. You can't just touch the screen and it just says it. So you're going to have to tell us what the film is in English, buddy.
Well, since I'm the audience and I can see the file name, I can tell you, Ryan, that the film we're doing is clearly Bedtime Stories.
What a great story, but what's the film?
Well, you see, when I put you to bed... And,
Yeah.
Start telling you the story, you'll realise that once upon a time in 2000 and great, there was a film called Bedtime Stories.
Wait. Bedtime Stories?
No, you're saying great. Rhymes with wait and eight, Bedtime Stories, starring Adam Sandler.
No, I wasn't going to say Adam.
Oh,
It's
I'm
starring
sorry.
everyone's favourite actor. Everyone's favourite actor,
Just
Monica
cut out.
from Friends.
Yeah, just cut out what I said.
I love Monica from Friends. What's her name?
Which one's she in the film?
She's the one from Friends.
Is she the love interest or the sister?
No, the one that's love interest is the actress from The Americans. So, and The Waitress. Two different movies, two different things, but they both have the word "the" in the
Okay,
name.
well, which one's Monica?
But Monica is from the TV show Friends, which does not have "the." Did you notice that? And you have to find out who Monica is from Friends in this film.
What's the actress's name?
Monica from Friends. I don't know her name. It's something Cox. It's something Cox.
I haven't watched Friends.
You haven't watched Friends?
I've seen like 1 or 2 episodes.
You haven't watched.
That's why I'm asking.
You haven't watched Friends? Tom Selleck's best piece of work since Magnum P.I. Such an asshole, Bartek. You're gonna find out who Monica is when we get into who Monica is from Friends. Little do you know, Monica in Friends, she's the anal retentive one who's a cook. So that's so in Friends, but in this movie you'll find out
Good reference.
she plays a very different type of character in this film. Now, Bartek,
We're gonna watch Friends first.
who's our guest?
The guest who was giving me a dirty look when I said I haven't seen Friends is a returning guest to the show. He's been on 1 times. I said that in plural, even though it was only 1, because he's that special.
Your English isn't very good.
Yes, it is, you idiota.
Oh, that's great English.
That was Polish.
He said is.
Yeah, no, it's very hard. I don't think Polish...
Is our guest? Who is it?
Our guest was with us earlier this year for the film Bubble Boy, and he's back today for Bedtime Stories. I almost said Sleepy Time. I don't know why.
Jake Gyllenhaal?
What?
Is it Jake Gyllenhaal?
It is Jake Gyllenhaal's alter ego, Sorab Kaikobad.
You know how Jake Gyllenhaal, he gets really into his roles?
Yeah.
You're one of his roles.
I am one of his roles. I'll take it.
It's alright.
That's fine. How you going, guys?
Oh, good. You know?
And when I say guys, I mean Ryan only because you haven't seen Friends, but
I'm the audience. The
Right,
audience has
yeah,
probably
of
seen
course.
Friends.
Right.
The audience has seen Friends.
I think everyone on the planet except for you has seen
I
Friends.
am everyone on the planet.
You want to know a fun
Except me.
fact? The only people who have not seen Friends are the characters that exist
In
Friends.
Friends.
Exactly.
Because they are living friends.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm Friends.
Which
He's-
sounds weird
he's-
saying they are living friends and like dead friends.
As in dead friends.
Yeah.
That's the reunion. It'll
You
be
know,
really depressing.
You know Bartek, he's the motherfucker that wants Joey but not Friends. he's that guy.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna watch Joey. You're not gonna watch Friends? No. I want to watch the spin-off.
The one about Joey.
The one about Joey.
Who's Joey? Well, he was in Friends.
in
Oh,
Friends.
was he? Have you seen
Have you
Friends?
seen No. I'm just gonna start with Joey.
I've
I'm gonna
seen.
start with Joey.
I've seen that '70s show, and I'm content.
Well, they're very different
Really?
shows.
Even after the final season?
Yeah, we talked about this
I'm
previously
content.
on the
Okay,
show.
You could, yeah, exactly. If you watch Friends, you'll be very, very happy.
I mean, yeah,
wish I had
there's an
Friends.
episode in which Monica, who's in this movie, gets really fuzzy hair from the humidity, and she says she looks like Weird Al Yankovic, and that's
I
the closest you
remember-
get to having Weird Al in the show.
I remember there's an episode. There's an episode where they go to a hotel room and they take all the soap. I remember that.
That's a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
That could
Literally,
be
any episode that Ross is in where he goes to a hotel room is that episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You're real Ross. So,
Yeah, I can
we're
see that.
covering Bedtime Stories, which does have a member from Friends in it. Who is it? Maybe it's Monica. I don't want to narrow it down
It
for
might be.
Bartek.
It might be
It could be Phoebe.
It could be.
Lisa Kudrow, who I think has been on this show
What about
before.
that Chandler? That's a character from Friends, right?
Chandler? That is...
That
it's
is-
actually Shenandler Bong.
That is,
Miss
it is
Shenandoah Bong.
Miss Shenandoah Bong.
So, Bartek's lost.
He is. He has no idea
Let's
what
get
that
him.
means.
Let's get
To
him on the
us,
right
that's
path.
hilarious, but to
To
him,
him, he's like, I don't know who that
what
is.
the fuck is that?
Fun
How
fact-
about that Jennifer Aniston, huh?
Well, she's great in
She is great,
Friends.
that's true.
She's great because her and Monica, for some
horrible
reason,
bosses.
don't wear bras in Friends, and they always just got nip blasting.
Oh, right.
throughout.
Interestingly
Nips.
enough, they originally auditioned for each other's roles.
What, the actresses or
Yeah,
their
no,
nips?
Jennifer Aniston. Well,
No, they're nips.
they had, but then they had to trade when they got the other roles. They
Yeah, of
had
course.
to, you
Poor
know,
Jennifer. I could imagine her as Monica. So, let's get on the path. Let's get Bartek in the show, because he's lost right now. He's somewhere in space, like Joey, who was in Lost in
You know
Space.
what I have- Oh, you know what I have
He
seen?
was in a movie with baseball with a monkey.
You know what I have seen,
I can't
guys?
remember what it was called.
It was called Lost in Space.
It was called Lost in Space.
Ryan and Sorab, you know what I have seen? I've seen Bedtime Stories.
Let's get it
Well,
started.
Greatest film
let's
ever
watch.
made.
You guys
Let's
get
watch
your
it.
copy of Bedtime Stories, because we're going to do the feature-length audio commentary. We're going to talk about it, but I'm going to do a countdown. I'm going to do a 3, 2, 1 play, and when I say play, you're going to hit that play too, because hey, we're going to try and get this linked up, maybe if I care enough. So get ready, get ready, because we're going to start this in 3, 2, 1, play. Now, we are 2 seconds. There we go. How dare you? Sorab, how dare you not love Disney as much as everyone who loves Disney?
I love Disney more and you'll see it's about to happen.
When it becomes a Happy Madison logo?
Yeah, that. But no, you know when they do the logo and then the logo becomes like part of the movie?
Yeah!
I like it when that happens. you
Yeah,
know?
I love it.
Funnily enough, the only example I can think of in my head right now is in Charlie's Angels when I think it's Paramount because
It's
of
actually
the
Paramount,
clouds.
and then they go through the
they
clouds.
Go through the clouds.
My
yeah.
example of that is in the movie Mars Attacks
Oh,
by
yeah, it
Tim
happens in
Burton.
that
A
too.
spaceship flies by.
That's right.
That's
yeah.
very cute. This one, look how Madison doesn't even get its own logo where the guy's shooting the golf
No,
ball
we
and he
don't- we
just
don't
chuckles
get
like,
to see
ho,
that.
ho, ho, ho.
Which it's the only, like this movie's already a classic. The only thing that could
You know
have
this
made it
movie's-
better would have been a reference to Happy Gilmore.
You know this movie's a real classic because they got Jonathan Pryce as the dad, who, as the dad right here, is clearly a 60-year-old man.
Very clearly.
And his son is like 10 years old, which means he's come into being a dad quite late in the game.
Weird, man.
And that's why when they cut to the future, he's dead because,
It makes sense.
He would have been like 89 years old.
I understand why
And,
he's dead. I was thinking as well, is there a movie, maybe I can't remember one, where Adam Sandler has a mum?
That's a great question.
Waterboy, isn't it?
Waterboy.
Oh, that's right.
Doesn't he always say mama?
Because I was
Click.
thinking...
And Click.
Yeah, and Click. Because I was thinking, like, Big Daddy, it's just the dad. You don't know what happened to his mum.
He has a grandmother.
Yeah, he has a
grandmother. Billy Madison also a dad.
Billy Madison. Yeah.
What a daddy issues.
Dad. In Little Nicky as well, isn't his dad the devil?
He's Harvey Keitel, yeah. And his mum is an angel.
Right, that's right. Okay,
So he does.
I misremembered.
So Sorab's theory has already been blown out the water, which is, believe it or not, Adam Sandler is not an immaculate conception child. So
he's not.
By the dad only. That's why you use surrogacy, Bartek.
Exactly.
See, it all ties back in together. So Bartek, we talked about this gentleman here, Jonathan Pryce.
Yes.
Do you know him?
He was mentioned in a quiz I did.
Great. Jonathan Pryce is a British actor who's in everything. His most iconic role for film
show?
lovers is, yes, this of course, and Brazil by Terry Gilliam.
Oh, that...
He's great in that. Check that out. But also, he was in this weird show by the BBC called Clone, in which the entire gimmick was he made a clone, and the government wants to take his clone and use it for evilness, and he's like, no! And then they go on the run, and it's a slapstick comedy.
Okay.
I don't know why I remember that. The only reason I remember Clone is because it had Jonathan Pryce and Mark Gatiss, who's one of the creators of Sherlock. And he's the evil government guy.
That's so
Who's
random.
like, I was in the League of Gentlemen, and I want your clone!
That's so
Now watch me make Sherlock.
that movie sounds pretty good.
What, every movie?
Every movie, yes.
The Mark Gatiss life story?
The Mark Gatiss life story.
Little do you know, he's a bad businessman. So, Bartek, let's get into before we get into, can we talk about this guy who was doing a South African accent?
I know, right?
For some reason. He was like, back to the townships where they belong, and all that kind of stuff. I was like, what's going on with this guy?
He's the guy we see in like the next, and he's grey.
Yeah, he's the guy from Harry Potter, yeah.
Yeah. So, but... They really made a strong effort to make this guy look like him, don't you think?
Yeah, they do.
Like,
in fact, I was like, is that just him in young people makeup with no beard? But
kind
then
of looks like Nick Frost.
I actually thought it looks like Toby Jones.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like Toby Jones.
Yeah, with more hair, yeah.
He had more hair and less naked than he was in Your Highness. Yeah, he plays a wizard.
He has like a...
He's a wizard.
No,
He's a good wizard, I can imagine.
No, he was like a servant, but he had magic powers.
Yeah, but he had like a woman's name.
Yeah, like
Leslie
Toby.
or something.
Toby.
So,
But with an eye.
Bartek,
Yes.
what's your history with this film, Bedtime Stories, which came out in 2008? So it's been 9 years.
I
You've had
remember
time.
seeing the trailer in, I think, even like YouTube, like when back then, like
Ooh.
when ads were playing.
Ooh.
I definitely remember the trailer, and I'm like, oh, Adam Sandler, he's doing like a kids film now, but I did not see
Xena
it.
is in this. So, sorry, I just had to point out because you see her only like 3 times.
He's doing kids films, and Ryan says Xena.
Xena's a kid's film.
Yeah, but he's in that.
I saw Xena as a kid.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler's in Xena?
Yeah,
That's
he
what
plays
I'm saying.
Ares. He plays Ares.
Yeah.
No, he's the young, plucky girl assistant of Xena that fuels a lesbian fanfic for decades after, where Xena will be like, come with me! And Adam will be like, yes, Xena! And then you have to put subtitles for him.
I think it's worth us also pointing out that we've been talking about Adam Sandler for a very, very long time on this show, and only finally getting to a film of his.
Where he's
You've
physically
never
in
done an
it.
Adam Sandler film before.
Well, he's
He had
mighty.
he had a
Voice
quote-unquote cameo in Big Stan where he was a singing voice in the shower.
But you didn't see him, and all you heard was him just going, la 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 la. It's like, yeah, cameo.
Uncredited cameo.
So you have not seen the film until we had to do
but
it
I've
for
been
the show.
aware of it ever since it came out.
Wow. Wow, what was your excuse for not seeing it, buddy?
My excuse for not seeing it was that I was a cool, rebellious teenager who didn't take no...
For an answer.
who didn't take no lighthearted things seriously. That's not actually true. But,
My favourite moment... I have two favourite moments in this movie. Trust me, I have two. But my favourite moment...
I believe you.
Like we thought you were lying.
Please, trust me.
Okay,
I have
Ryan,
two.
we believe you.
One of them's going to come up in a moment. It's Guy Pearce related, who is one of the greatest actors of all time. I mean,
He genuinely is.
have you seen LA Confidential? That film had Kevin Spacey. That was before we knew Kevin Spacey touched people. So, it's got him, James Cromwell in LA Confidential. I love
Russell
him.
Crowe, Kim Basinger.
Oh,
And if it's not clear yet...
Crow was so good in that.
He is
If
very
it's not clear yet, he's the antagonist.
Is he? Or maybe he's the good guy that's stuck in the world of magic.
in most Adam Sandler movies, the very, very handsome man is the antagonist.
With money.
Yeah, like David Hasselhoff and Click.
Yeah, literally, like, just the handsome man is the antagonist.
So, my favourite moment, I'm just stopping us from talking for a while, because my favourite moment's going to come up during this little sequence here, in which the guy from Harry Potter just introduces, and he's like, yeah, everyone's clapping, it's like, everyone's happy, and he's just like, I'm afraid of germs! And I was in that TV show Pie in the Sky, in which I was a chef that solved crimes.
Let's just say it. His name's Richard Griffiths.
And Dick
Thank you,
Griffiths.
because I did not know his name.
And he's introducing the idea that they're going to make a new hotel, right? And he's introducing this idea, and my little favourite moment is just a bit of visual acting from Guy Pearce, in which he presents to the audience, the Richard Griffiths, he goes... And the owner that we're going to have for this, the next in line is going to be Guy Pearce, and here it is. Yes, yes. And he just like claps and he's just like fist pumping.
So
Like,
happy.
yes, yes.
So happy.
And it just cracks me up because I'm like, this guy was a Memento.
He was.
Now he's just
Memento.
going, yes, yes, yes. Sorab, what's your history with this film?
I saw this film in the cinemas.
Fuck
I saw this
yeah.
film in the cinemas.
How old were you?
When did it come out?
2008. 40 years old.
I was 37 years old.
I had no
37
I had
years
no
old.
kids of my own.
No, 2008.
And a trench coat.
I would have been 7 plus 8 is 15. I would have been 15 years old.
You would have been 15. How old are you now?
I'm 24.
There you go. He's our age.
Yeah.
I keep
we were all
forgetting
15
that.
back then.
Of course, I'm your age.
I thought you were older than me.
No, I'm not older.
It's because you look so much older than me. That's what I'm saying. You look 80 years old.
I do look 80 years old. I look 100.
So
right
did you
now.
like it when you saw it in the cinema?
I remember liking, like, I remember when you told me we were doing Bedtime Stories, I was like, oh my god, there's this one super hilarious where I was like, just busted a gut laughing at something that Rusell Brand said.
Oh, Rusell Brand's the king of comedy.
But the other night when I watched it, I couldn't remember what that moment was.
Oh, I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
Oh, when it comes up,
When it comes up,
I know
point
exactly what.
Point it out to me, please.
I know what 15-year-old Sorab's
Because I couldn't-
Rusell Brand comedy moment is.
Because I couldn't remember what it was.
I
It
know
obviously
exactly.
didn't have the same effect on a 100-year-old man.
I know exactly what it is. It's because you figured out Rusell Brand's style of comedy.
Right,
That's
yes.
why. My history with this film,
What is your history?
I've also seen this film. But I didn't see it like Sorab in the cinema with any of these movies, really. I think I've seen 2 of them in the cinema, if I'm going to be generous. There's Monica from
Sorry, I
Friends.
was going to say, sorry to interrupt. That's Monica from Friends.
There's
Okay,
Monica.
the sister.
I interrupted myself to say there's
Yeah,
Monica
yeah.
from Friends, and then you go, sorry to interrupt
Yes.
you. It's Monica,
Monica
from
from
Friends.
Sorry to interrupt you. That's
So in
Monica from
Friends, she played the
Monica.
What did you call? What, you said
Anal retentive chef.
Anal retentive chef.
In
So-
this film, she's an
she's
anal
a-
retentive principal.
yes,
See, different.
Who makes crappy vegan food,
Just like Monica.
just like Monica.
So she's really stretching her acting muscles here.
I gotta be honest. I think the person I relate to the most in this movie is the little kid who can't eat the vegan food.
I think that one of the kids I related to the most was the little black kid that grabs his
Cookie or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
The
no, cookies. His Cinnabon.
Oh, it's the same kid. It's the same kid.
Are you sure?
Come on.
Are you sure? Or are you racially profiling?
Well, I'm pretty sure
Could be
he's the
a
same
diff-
kid.
You know, I've never noticed if it was the same kid because I've only seen this twice. The first time I saw it, I was in school. I was in high school, and it was one of these days in which school was kind of called off because there was a flood happening, or it was like raining very hard, and they're like,
Flood? Where did you go to school?
you know, at Noah's Ark.
Sure, of course.
And I was, it was stuck, and it was a rainy day, and they called off stuff. And while we had to wait for all the parents to come because, you know, people work, and it was a country town, so people can get stuck. They were like, all right, we have a choice of movies, and this was the choice.
Yeah.
We had a maths teacher who loved sci-fi. So he had this in his options. This is no joke. He had these movies. Star Trek, First Contact.
Okay.
M-rated film.
Right.
Star Trek, Insurrection. Star Trek. Star Trek Generations. Or Bedtime Stories.
Do any of the Star Treks have Tom Hardy in it?
No, that's Nemesis.
Oh, that's Nemesis.
But that hadn't
okay.
really come out because that was 2009.
Oh, was it?
I
Okay.
think, or around 2008. But
Alright.
or Bedtime Stories. Now, do you think the group of, let's say, 20, 15-year-old high school students are really going to watch any Star Trek film that's got to really rely on the fact that you've seen any of Next Generation,
Any of the other, yes.
TV show, or Bedtime Stories with Adam Sandler, someone you know? And I was the only one who voted for Star Trek First Contact because that has the Borg in it, and they assimilate bitches left, right, and center. And I'd rather watch people who get turned into cyborgs than Adam Sandler. But guess what?
That's great.
I was wrong because I saw this film. I loved it.
Yeah,
It's like when
you away, I'm sure.
back in our Scooby-Doo episode.
It blew me, alright.
Yeah.
I remember back in our Scooby-Doo episode, I talked about how in year 4 we once had a choice of movies between Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Scooby-Doo.
Wow.
And I was one of the fools that voted for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
And you voted for?
I voted for the one that's not an unappreciated masterpiece.
So you vote for Willy, huh?
Yeah.
You fucking idiot.
Yeah, I know.
So I love this film.
Yeah.
And I love this film so much because of the story idea, that it's a Disney film. I mean, we all love Disney, right?
Of course you like the
doesn't love
story in this film, Ryan. It's literally got stories in the title.
Whoa! Fun fact, I looked up the kid actors from this movie.
Oh, please tell me where they are now.
The boy actor has gone on to do some things. He's gone on to do some things. I can't remember what they were, but he has gone on to do things. Girl, not so much, but he was in a show called Bedtime Stories after this.
Seriously.
And he was in one episode of it. And I'm like, you're not even the lead in Bedtime Stories, you're in Bedtime
The kid from
Stories.
Bedtime Stories couldn't even become the lead in
Bedtime Stories. I know, it's
Wow.
very hard. Yeah.
That's sad.
He's our lead actress here. Not Monica from Friends,
No,
but the
not
chick from the
Monica.
TV show Americans, and the
We've
chick
got a
from the
few-
movie The Waitress.
I like how
Yes.
the film starts off with kind of like a decoy thing going. Like, who's going to be the lead actress? Is it the sister? Is it the daughter? Or is it this girl?
And it's a twist. It's actually the councilwoman that saves him at the end of the
I thought
film.
it was Rusell Brand.
Because he has a ponytail.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. He does look like a woman. He's got very feminine. It's the teeth. It's very. They just say gobbies. Very feminine features. So what I liked about this film is the mise en scene here is very brilliant because there's a color palette of green,
There is a color
and not
palette.
bright green, a kind of limeish green.
It is a limeish
a pea
green.
soup green. Like, look at that. The shirt, the car, and the present that
Is her
she's holding.
cardigan green?
No, it's brown.
I'm
or,
colorblind, so
you are
you'll have to help
colorblind?
me out, yeah.
To what colors?
Well, I'm
Green?
I'm technically red and whatever the one that goes with red for colorblind is.
Yellow?
I don't know.
I'm not colorblind.
I don't remember. No. There's two times. There's like blue, purple, and then there's I think it's red, green.
Okay.
But yeah, no, just certain colors when they're close together, I can't tell them apart.
Okay, well, she's holding green.
Something green. See, it's the same kid. He's got the orange top on.
Oh, that little boy's my hero.
He is my hero.
Give it back! Somebody always makes an Xbox!
We should probably make a joke like, oh, sorry, you're colorblind. That kid was white.
I don't see race.
I don't,
I
no.
just see prejudice.
So, Ryan, I did a quiz for this movie.
Do tell.
And,
Did it only have quizzes that related to Rusell Brand?
There was questions about him, yes. I got 9 out of 10 for the quiz.
Excellent.
One of the questions I got wrong was in this scene. In fact, it was like, what was Adam Sandler's reaction to something he said? And the answer was, you throw fries at him.
Yeah, that's true. And,
Yeah, he does.
Russell Brand is
He mops the sauce up on his
on his
forehead.
face,
with
and he
one of the
goes,
fries.
and he says, "I love love it.
Yeah, that's right.
My favorite line.
But anyway, the 4 questions that I have brought from the quiz have already been
Happened.
Established or happened in the film. So
Okay,
we can
give
go
us-
through them at any
Give us
point.
something. We'll see if we can do the
We'll
answer.
see, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So Jonathan Pryce is the. By the way, all these questions, most of these questions have like very long, like eloquently written.
Give us some.
Go
Blow us
ahead.
away.
Jonathan Pryce is the eloquent actor who portrays the manager of a
Eloquent.
hotel which happens to be reeling in debt. He reluctantly signs over the deed to his hotel in Nottingham with which provision?
Pen?
No, that his son would be the manager, right?
The possible yes, that's the correct answer.
You went with the pen.
I didn't give you the
So
answer.
he just wanted the pen. He was just like, I'll sign it over, but I get to keep
I didn't
the pen.
give you the ansers yet. There are 4 answers.
Oh, sorry.
No, I thought he meant the provision he had to sign it with.
So the correct answer was
the
his son
pen?
should be able to manage the hotel.
That's
Yeah,
it.
I choose A.
The other 3
That's
answers
it.
were the hotel should be named after his favourite racehorse.
The pen, yeah.
The hotel would retain the name of his pet ferret. Or his son would always be the janitor.
Would always be the dad.
Yeah, because his dad.
That's what he really wanted for his
Because
son.
his dad was an
I'll let you
arsehole.
do it, but my son, you don't ever give that fucker another job. So can I swear on here?
Yeah, you
Okay.
cunt.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, thank you.
So
No, he said you can't.
No, he said I can't.
yeah, I just got Australian slang. They don't have a TV. Okay, so that was one quiz.
That is a fair reaction to someone not having a TV.
Guys.
to be honest.
Hold on.
Phoning a
Wait a second, wait a second,
Someone would be
guys.
like, they don't have a TV.
Which actor portrays the protagonist of the film, a character named Skeeter?
Oh.
Was it Adam Sandler?
Could be.
Harvey Keitel? Jack Nicholson? Or Eric Idle?
Jack Nicholson's gonna tell you some bedtime.
Who is Jonathan Pryce's son?
No, Harvey Keitel.
Harvey Keitel?
He's like, if I'm curt with you, it's because time is a factor right now. And he's like,
Harvey Keitel would
please, pretty
traumatize
please,
the
with fucking
shit
sugar on
out
top.
of these kids.
I've always said, it's Adam Sandler, but I've always said Harvey
I
Keitel.
love that you still answered the question. You had to get that in there. It's
like-
Adam Sandler.
I've always thought Harvey Keitel, honestly, would be the best person to cast as J. Jonah Jameson other than J.K. Simmons.
Oh my god, he would
How
be,
good would he be?
so good.
Give him in and he'll be like, I just want picture Spider-Man.
He would be very
So,
good.
Bartek,
that's true.
what was the next?
The third of the 4 that I have brought is Mr. Nottingham has decided to proceed into the 21st century by expanding his hotel business. He has declared that he will close the existing hotel and replace it with a new upgraded version.
Yeah, that's right, he did.
To whom has he awarded the position of general manager?
Okay.
Was it A, Kendall Duncan?
Yeah, could be.
Oh, character names?
Yeah, you
Yes.
fuck.
Oh, okay.
That's the answer, by the way.
It's always the first
Thanks.
one. It's always the
It's
first.
because I want to get the correct answers out of the way. I'm reading them specifically. So the correct ones out
okay.
of the way.
Give me your ding dong answer.
B, Skeeter Bronson.
Could be.
Adam Sandler.
Could be.
C, Troy McClure.
Troy McClure.
You may remember me from such hotels as the Nottingham Hotel.
Or D, Nico Bellic.
Who?
The main
Is that a
character of
character?
GTA 4.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay. Was it him?
I think so, I don't remember.
Okay, great. What's the last one?
la-
By the way, it was Guy Pearce.
Yes, it was Guy Pearce.
Kendall Duncan.
No, Guy Pearce. He's not playing a character. This is what he
Kendall
does.
Duncan.
This is what he does in between films.
Yeah.
Is be a hotel
You
general
pick up the
manager.
hotel GM, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's me, Guy Pearce. You may remember me from such great films as
Bedtime Stories.
Memento. No, Bedtime Stories.
You know, Ryan, Skeeter's son.
As someone, can I just say, as someone who has black hair, I'm very offended that when he stops being noble, he just gets black hair.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
racist.
Can we just, like, you know...
As someone with black hair, I am offended.
I'm
Says
offended,
Sorab.
yeah.
It's probably worth pointing out, like, Sora's wearing all black.
I just came from work, so I'm
You know,
not black.
Sorab, he works as a mime,
I do.
where he
wear
wears nothing but all
Yeah,
black. No
yeah.
white for him.
I don't paint my. I'm pale enough. I don't need to paint my face white.
Yeah, when I think Sorab, I think pale. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, what was the last one, buddy?
Let's get the last one out of the way. Skeeter's somewhat estranged sister has unfortunately
Who's Monica,
been-
by the way?
Yes, Monica from Friends.
Is that the answer?
No. All these questions begin with, like, context. Has unfortunately been laid off from her position as principal of a school. She has job prospects in Arizona, so she must travel there. She implores Skeeter to take care of her children during the evening hours.
Yeah.
What are their names?
Oh, fuck.
Jesus. What are the options?
You give us options, buddy. Don't give them in the order of correct.
Yeah,
mix
don't
them
give
up
us-
so that
mix
we
them
have
up.
an idea
Okay,
of how
so
good
you'll
we
never
were.
get it then. Is it A, Gubby and Pokey? sorry, Gumby and Pokey.
It is Gumby and Pokey. You nailed it.
B, Pick-Ichu and Abu.
Pikachu and Abu.
No, Pick-Ichu and Abu.
Abu from Aladdin and
Right.
misspelled
And
Pikachu.
misspelled Pikachu.
Did
Sure.
you know Pikachu speaks English now?
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
I don't like that.
No one does.
Yeah.
Go on.
Ikue Otani forever. C, Bobby and Patrick.
Could be,
Sure.
but there's a girl there, so it's not Bobby.
Or,
Okay.
or D,
Wait, I know the answer. Keep going.
or D, and since you wanted me to read them in order, the incredibly funny answer of Jane and John.
Oh, it's clearly Pikachu.
Pick-Ichu.
Pikachu and
Abu.
Abu. That's the
yeah.
answer. I nailed it.
Bobby and Patrick.
Bobby and Patrick, because he gets the names wrong when he shows up.
Oh, that's right. He calls the boy Bobby and the girl
The girl
Patrick, of
Patrick,
course,
yeah.
because Adam Sandler's a comic genius.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at the guy with the loot there. Look at him. He looks like a painting.
Looks like a painting.
Am I right or am I right? You know what was really annoying about this scene?
Can I
here?
just also say, sorry, you go ahead. You go
let,
first.
let me get my annoyance out of the way.
Yeah.
What's really annoying about this scene here is in the story, they say a troll or goblin gets kicked out a window, and then I was expecting, okay, so when's that going to happen in the story?
Who said it?
He did, I know, but
Right.
before
I
the
see what you mean,
logic
yeah.
came that
Yeah, right.
they have to say it,
Oh, foreshadowing.
I was like, when is he going to kick a goblin out a window? And he never did. I'm always up for Adam Sandler kicking midgets, but in this film, midgets kicked him.
It's true.
There was a blooper. I saw a bloopers thing for this film.
A bloopers?
I said bloopers.
Bloopers.
Yeah, outtakes.
Oh, gag reels. Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Yes, all those words for that one thing are acceptable.
Fuck ups.
Shut up, black hair. So,
Hey, be fair, he's wearing black clothes. As
the,
well.
the light-haired people are talking.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
Go on.
Brown head.
Yeah, the lighter.
So one of the two I remember. One of the ones I remember was when he's bringing out the. It wasn't a cookie. What was the thing he had in the car again?
A guinea
Cinnamon
pig?
bun, was it?
Cinnabon, yeah,
Cinnabon.
When he
Where
was
Saul
about to-
Goodman
it was a
works.
fucking
Yeah.
He
Delicious.
couldn't pick it up because apparently it was too heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
He's
weird.
he's weak.
Yeah.
What we're getting is Adam Sandler is very weak.
And another one was when they had the scene of the midget kicking him.
Yeah.
A horse almost ran into him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Adam was like, he said something like, "Oh, he almost got ran over by the horse."
Brilliant.
He was very much in character, even though the bloopers happened.
He's a very characteristic actor. You know what I love about you know what I love about that Cinnabon thing that you just did, where he's like, he's weak at grabbing it. It makes me think of, in the American version of The Office, they have like a little girl in the office for some reason, I can't remember, and Jim shakes her hand and he's like, "Oh, you got super strong handshake, oh," and then Dwight just turns around and goes, "She's not that strong. Shake my hand." And then shakes his hand, and then just looks at Jim and just looks at him deathly and just goes, "You are weak." It just makes me, I always think of that kind of joke when I hear that kind of, like, I want to do that to someone with
I
their
remember
kid.
there was also an outtake where
You are weak.
where the boy who was in Bedtime Stories.
Dead time stories. Don't get it confused. That was about people who die
Right.
and tell stories after they're
stories
dead.
after
Like,
they're dead.
this is how I died. It was called an overdose. Thanks, River. What about you, Janice? Fun fact. I also died of an overdose. Great story. Heath? Well, I won an Academy Award after I died, but overdose. Interesting. Philip?
This is Conversations 101. I say something and then you go on a tangent.
It was called character development for myself. Go on.
You're the
A
best,
green plate?
You're the best character.
Just
They're
saying.
loving the green.
Who has green plates?
Look at that thing and that. Anyway, so there was an outtake where, bloopers or bloompers or fuck ups,
Gag
whatever you want to call
reel,
it,
gag reel.
reels, where Adam Sandler was saying a line and the boy accidentally like started his line in the middle, and Adam Sandler's reaction was, "You do not interrupt the Sandman," and it was honestly like
Sounds like a pedophile.
he was doing like that weird voice that he does, and the kid, and when it cut to the kid's like
He
reaction.
jerks off.
And the kid's reaction, he was like stone faced, like just wasn't reacting at all to like this guy's like, what's he talking about? This sand.
No, I thought you were just saying when he said he was stone faced. You have Adam say the kid interrupts, goes blah blah blah, And then Adam says, like, you do not interrupt the Sandman. And the kid just has this death stare blank face, like, I will interrupt the Sandman. It's like, I will interrupt him.
I'm like, is he intimidated? Like, what's going on?
Xena? She's intimidating. Xena. She doesn't even look like Xena anymore.
She doesn't look like Xena.
I was shocked. I was shocked when I saw her name in the list of actors in the film, honest, and I was like, Xena's in this?
Even on my second watching in preparation for this, it wasn't until you just said before that she was Xena, I was like, oh my god.
Well, it's because she's not wearing battle armor, and she's not flying.
And her hair's shorter.
And she's a troll.
She's a troll. Yeah, exactly. Of course, we all love Lucy Lawless as Xena. We also love Lucy Lawless as Lucy Lawless in that episode Simpsons, where she's like,
it's classic,
flying, and they're like, Xena doesn't fly. It's like, again, I told you, I'm not Xena, I'm Lucy Lawless. It's like she can fly.
Yeah.
He's a British blonde woman who, must I say, loves name dropping this show here. Just uses the words appreciated. She has to put "un" in front of it, but she's hinting. She's hinting at that we would form because of this movie.
Well, the film was also teasing us because they kept using underappreciated.
Underappreciated.
Yeah, and the mispronunciation of it.
Or mispronunciation. Let's get all technical because she does.
Gag reel. Yes.
I'm glad they had the lights off in the room so we would know this guy's the villain.
Well, he's not the villain, you see. Well, he's the chief from Blade Runner who tells Harrison Ford.
Is he really?
No.
Okay.
That's a different actor.
I was gonna say.
But it looks like Blade Runner, like the lights. He's like, hey, Jackson, I've got a really lame plot for you to follow, but it's all about the mood and atmosphere. Come here. Ow. You can tell I'm not a big fan of the first Blade Runner. Whoops.
Clearly.
So, for those listening, Ryan accidentally kicked me.
Accidentally? That'll teach you gag reel. So, let's talk about the big dog in this film. An actor that we haven't we've never covered a film of his really on the show before. Yes, we've had a cameo from him before, but let's talk about Adam Sandler.
The Sandman.
The Sandman.
The Sandman. You cannot interrupt the Sandman.
You cannot interrupt Sandman. Bartek, I'll go with you.
Yes.
Tell us your feelings on Adam Sandler. Like, do you like him? Films? Whatever. Just talk to us about The Sandman.
I've seen a lot of his films since I was a kid. As I was growing up, I've made the appraisal of Polish culture that Polish people tend to like Adam Sandler.
They love him.
Yeah, they like him a lot.
They love their Jews. Yeah,
is that true? Yeah, it was to the point that I remember I was either being driven to school or something. Look, I was going to school, a radio was playing, and someone mentioned, like, oh, it's another Adam Sandler film, like, in a negative way. I'm like, people don't like Adam Sandler? Because it was such a normal thing for me to be surrounded by people who loved Adam Sandler. It was like, people don't like him in general? Like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and I haven't necessarily, by that point, been following all his films. Like, I remember Big Daddy and Billy Madison the most.
Okay, and you like those films?
I love those films.
You like Big Daddy?
I love Big Daddy.
Oh, boy.
I know you're not the biggest.
You don't like Big Daddy?
Fucking despise Big Daddy. I fucking hate it. I hate because it's lame.
What do you mean it's lame?
Terrible.
That's not an answer. Why? Why? What about it?
There's a gay couple in there, right?
Okay. Let me get my Adam Sandler thing out of the way.
Yeah, let's hear your Adam
I love Adam Sandler. You know, my problem is with Adam, he is unfortunately a guy that's done only a few good films. He's like, you know what Adam Sandler is? He's the new Eddie Murphy. In terms of Eddie Murphy's film career, he only did a few good films. He's done more bad than good in film terms. Okay. Adam's done more terrible films than he's done good films. But you keep going to them because you're like, oh, he did Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore and The Wedding Singer. Like, people kept going to Eddie Murphy because it's like, Eddie Murphy did 48 Hours, Coming to America and Trading Places. Beverly Hills Cop. And it's like, oh, and then now it's like, and he's from Shrek.
Yeah.
And Adam Sandler, you know, he'll every now and then surprise you with something like Funny People, which I didn't really like.
I liked Funny People.
I need to rewatch it, but I didn't like it, but I respected it. And Punch Drunk Love. Great film.
The thing with Funny People is I think people went into it
thinking it was going to be funny.
Yeah, and it's not. It's more of a drama than a comedy.
Oh, yeah.
It's a drama about comedians.
Punch Drunk Love.
Really like it.
I like Billy Madison.
Was there Spanglish or something?
Spanglish is quite good, actually.
I haven't seen Spanglish.
It's a nice small film. Actually, his new film on Netflix.
Yes, the Meyerowitz story with Dustin Hoffman. Everyone's favorite sexual molester, Dustin Hoffman.
It is a very good movie.
Yeah, funnily enough, I haven't seen most of the ones that are like seen really good. Like I've seen Funny People, but I haven't seen Punch Drunk Love.
You should see Punch
Drunk Love.
I really want to.
It's very good.
So his comedies. You've got Billy Madison. Everyone loves Billy Madison. Happy Gilmore. Everyone loves Happy Gilmore.
I've
The
seen
Wedding
that once.
Singer. Everybody loves The Wedding Singer.
Yep.
And then the rest of them, which are very divisive. Like me, I hate with all the hate I can out of all of Adam Sandler's films that are shit that I've seen. I hate that one the most.
Big Daddy.
Yeah, and it's because
Isn't he was in Big Daddy? Wasn't he one of the gay guys in Big Daddy?
I'm sure he was.
Yeah.
Was he in Saturday Night Live? Because the answer is probably yes, it was
Probably yes,
him.
yeah, okay.
Because
No, Ryan.
I hate Big Daddy so
know
much
what,
because
Ryan?
of the forced sentimentality of the film. At least with Billy Madison, it earned its sentimentality. At least with Happy Gilmore, it earned its sentimentality. But you know what you walk away from those films with? You don't go, I felt a lot of nice feelings after that one. Big Daddy's him being like, look at the kid piss on the wall. I'm feeling things.
Hey, that's the poster, Ryan.
I know this.
You know, Ryan.
Who was the kid?
The kid from Stuart Little, I think. I think it
Yeah.
was twins playing a kid.
Yeah, but
Was
they're
the kid from
famous
Stuart
actors, aren't they?
I
No, I
swear.
don't think it was the kid from Stuart
Isn't
Little.
it? Isn't it Dylan Sprouse or something like that? Isn't it like
Possibly.
an actual proper kid actor who's turned into
I thought
someone
they were like
else?
twins that were playing the role.
Yeah, I think they're both. I think they're.
If it is those kids, they also played
Correct.
Ross's kid on Friends.
There you go.
Oh, my favourite show.
Everyone's favorite show. But I fucking hate Big Daddy. Fucking hate it.
Roger Ebert
And then-
didn't like it, but Siskel did, Ryan.
Well, I'm a Siskel
You're
hater
fucking
then.
Ebert.
So, but there are films of Adam Sandler that I think,
What did you think
including.
of Click? I'm curious.
This is where we're gonna go.
Okay.
This film is very much like Click for people, I think, in which it has a lot going for it, but also you can understand why people didn't like it necessarily. I liked Click, but there are a lot of problems with Click.
Ah, yes.
Not
that's
enough
true.
Christopher Walken,
Yes.
not enough Henry Winkler,
Yes.
too much Adam Sandler, not enough David Hasselhoff or Sophie Monk. So,
Sure.
you need more Sophie Monk.
Need more Sophie Monk. I think that's the first time I've ever heard that said.
You were wrong, sir.
I'm wrong.
If
Well,
you've
it's
ever
the first
watched
time I've ever heard it
If you've
said.
ever watched Date Movie, you know that film was only good cause of Sophie Monk. And you know I'm right,
Okay,
you
yeah,
fuck.
you are right.
What did you think of Anger Management?
Anger Management is one that I keep forgetting it is an Adam Sandler film because it's more of a Jack Nicholson
more of a
movie.
Jack
It's got that.
movie,
It's got
sure.
that actress you liked from Austin Powers 2.
Heather Graham, my
Yeah.
heartthrob
You like
Heather
Heather
Graham.
Graham?
She was my sexual awakening actress. You know what I mean?
Really? Oh, yeah,
She's
no,
hot, yeah? You ever watch
hot.
Austin Powers 2?
Yeah, no, no.
As a little boy, I love that film, and as a big man, I love that film.
It's the best one of the three, I think.
But really,
Oh, yeah,
so
definitely.
wait. Of all the Austin Powers, Heather Graham was the girl that you... Not Elizabeth Hurley?
No, because she wasn't made sexy enough in the first movie, like Heather Graham was in the second one. So
Yeah,
as a
okay.
boy, because I was,
Beyonce? Beyonce was in the
but the
third
third one was like I
You
was
were- you were
older.
already awoke- you were
yeah, I was already
already sexually
awoken. I was
awake.
already
You were
sexually
already
awake.
sexually
As
awake.
Beyonce would say, I was woke.
You were woke. You already woke by the time. Beyonce
Look,
was
look,
in
if
the
I want to
movie.
be sexually woken by Beyonce by a movie that came out before Austin Powers, I'd have to go the original Lion King because she's now going to play Nala in the
She is
new
now
Lion
gonna play
King. So
Nala.
if I rewatch the original thinking of Beyonce, then I can be
You
woke
know what I don't get
in the
about
past.
the new. So like they did.
James Earl Jones is coming back.
Well, that's cool. No, and look, I'll
and
go
not
see
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
I'll
You're
go see it
right.
because I like Lion King and I like movies, but I don't get they're calling it like a live action Lion King.
Yeah,
There's no humans in Lion King.
Maybe
so
there
it's
will
still
be.
animated.
maybe there will be.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's just
I've only,
better
you know,
animation.
I've only seen the cast list, so I don't know anything about it.
Maybe.
Because you know how they did like the Jungle Book, they did the live action.
Yeah,
Jungle
because
Book.
there's a human
But
character.
there's a human kid in it, so
Yeah.
they shot like. How are they going to do the Lion
They're
King?
just gonna wear costumes.
You know what?
Like,
No,
yeah,
no,
like what do you
no.
like? What do you mean live action? It's just better animation.
Have you seen the Broadway?
No, I haven't.
You know of it.
Yeah, of course.
They're gonna do that.
Oh, they're gonna do that. They're just gonna film that.
They're gonna film that, but with James
Right.
Earl Jones.
Right.
No. Here's the biggest thing about the new Lion King remake is the only returning actor is James Earl Jones. That's cool. He's still alive. Do it. But
Jeremy
how can
Irons
you?
is still alive.
Yeah, but hold on. How can you live in a world in which you cast someone else other than Nathan Lane as Timon?
That is true.
Like, I get it. Like,
That
I
is
don't know if
true.
the guy who plays Pumbaa's still around because he's a bit older.
I don't know who.
But, like, you can cast someone else as Scar.
Seth Rogen's Pumbaa.
Seth
No, but
Rogen
who's
Pumbaa.
playing
I don't know
Timon?
the actor who's Timon. I've seen that.
I
Like, they
knew-
showed them, and I'm like, I don't know who this
thing.
is.
I knew who it was, but I don't remember.
Wouldn't it be
who
great?
It was.
You know what would have been a great choice for Timon? If they did it, like, I would choose
James
Cam from Modern Family.
Oh yeah.
guy
Nathan Lane's
plays-
also in Modern
I
Family.
know, that's why it would make him angry.
Pepper Saltzman. Yeah.
Oh, we're coming up to Rob Schneider.
Oh,
the
is
film.
this his movie, The Ridiculous Six? With everyone's favorite heartthrob, Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner.
No, I meant Terry Crews, you fuck.
Oh, Terry Crews is my GPS.
Your Jeep. Yes, he is. He is.
No, he genuinely
I've
is. My
written in
GPS is Terry Crews.
Is it not Rob Schneider as a Native American?
No.
You know what I love about Rob Schneider? He's like Alfred Molina, in which they can... You want to guess why?
No, I want to hear why.
They can play any race. Think about it. You've seen Alfred Molina play different races and things.
Yeah, it's true.
And you don't bat an eye.
No,
but with Rob Schneider, there's an eye when it's with him because he's done every race.
He has literally every single race.
Has he done a black person?
Is he wearing a prosthetic nose?
Yeah, because he's an Indian.
Is that a stereotype that Indians have big
No,
noses?
but he has a Jewish...
he said I can do it.
He said, no, I can do it. No, yeah, you can do it. It's because Rob Schneider has a very Jewish nose, so they're like, we gotta make him not look like a Jew.
Right. We gotta make him not look like a Jew.
I love the fact that a horse got painted for this movie.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Can you believe that? This horse was living its life on a paddock, chewing some grass, doing his shit, and then someone wrangled it. They brought it to Hollywood, and it's like, what's going on? And then you just hear, "I'm gonna spray paint you now," and it says Adam Sandler.
I love that you think Adam Sandler did it himself.
I think there was a famous Chinese...
Winnie?
Well, yeah, of course.
I think there was a famous Chinese course that was called Red Hair.
Of course.
Back in like the 200s. Or,
in the 200s?
Or the 100s. I mean.
In the 200s?
Late 100s.
In those late 100s? You know, back then, we have such historical...
Second century.
We have so much historical information of the 2nd century.
Rusell Brand is teaching story structure right now.
Well, the good thing about Rusell Brand is he abides by story structure.
He does abide by story structure.
We've had Rusell Brand on the show a few times before.
Oh, really?
in
which movie?
What was the one that we did have on?
Centrinians.
Yes, that's right. I keep thinking he's in the first one. This is one of his first big feature films that he was in.
Wow.
Yeah, he played Flash Harry, was it?
Flash Harry, the gangster who supplies the girls with narcotics.
And he has sex with a guy even though he's straight.
Sure.
Yeah, he has sex with the same guy who plays the...
Rupert Everett, wasn't it?
Rupert Everett,
He has sex with Rupert Everett, of course.
Implied sex, because in the episode you guys disagreed with me about him having potential sex with him, and I was like, it's actually true, guys, because Rusell Brand said that...
I remember now.
Wouldn't it be great if this scene ended differently, in which... Like, he saves her, but then one of the guys gets up and he's like, I wasn't even trying to do nothing. And he's just like, and it cuts and it's David Spade. Because he does not appear in this movie.
It would be great, yeah, you're right.
Because David Spade's already done a Disney movie, which was Emperor's New Groove.
That's right.
So, it would have been a nice wink, wink, nod, nod for not only is it that Adam Sandler can include his SNL friends, but he has an SNL friend that has actually been in a Disney product
movie
before, which this is.
So you know the studio's okay with him.
Exactly. It's like they own him.
Yeah,
they own David. They're like, we own you, David.
It's
and he's
true,
like,
when
please,
Disney
Mickey.
hires an actor, they sell their soul to Disney. That's how it works.
To Mickey.
To Mickey, yes, to Mickey.
Come on now.
You remember like South Park Mickey?
What? Is that you thinking I sound like Mr. Hanky? Is that what?
No. In South Park, Mickey Mouse is like really corrupt.
Oh yeah, well he's corrupt in everything. Do you remember in Family Guy? There's an episode. Oh, it's Minnie actually. There's an episode where it's like Minnie Mouse, how she made a career. It's like an artist is like, take your clothes off, and she's like, do I have to? You want to be a star, don't you? Take it off, and she takes it off, and she's just like,
I think I remember that.
And he draws her. Now,
poignant Family Guy.
Adam Sandler. I am divided about Adam because he seems like a guy who just makes films now to go on a holiday.
Yeah, that's how.
But you know what's annoying about him?
Mm-hmm.
He has such fantastic chemistry with Drew Barrymore.
He does.
That even when he does a film like Blended, which sucks, you just go, damn it. They have such great chemistry, and it angers you so much.
They're a very watchable couple.
I forgot about Blended, yeah.
Because, like, they've done 3 films? 3, yeah? They've done
I think I've
Wedding
seen
Singer, 50 First Dates.
Yeah,
I've
50
seen
First
Wedding
Dates,
Singer.
yeah.
And that's also
what
one
do you
that...
think of 50 First Dates? I'm curious.
I think it's because it's like how I feel about Blended. It's a bit crap, but their chemistry's so good.
Yeah.
But the walrus, it vomits.
You see,
Also, that movie ruins The Sixth Sense, by the way.
Spoiler alert.
It does.
He sees dead people everywhere.
Well, yeah. But it does ruin The Sixth Sense.
By having Adam Sandler in it?
No, there's a line in the movie I remember because
they watch it like every day.
Yeah, I saw it with my brother, and my brother hadn't seen The Sixth Sense.
And he's like, damn it, Adam!
Spoiled. Like, yeah.
Well, it's okay. Bartek got annoyed. Not annoyed.
I did.
Bartek was like...
I accepted it.
Had to accept that I ruined the twist in the murder on the Orient Express.
Oh, don't tell me I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, Ryan!
Don't,
oh,
please don't.
sucked in, Ryan!
Please don't.
Ryan makes a big deal about it. It's such a common twist. Everyone knows
It
it.
will
That's
literally
fine,
be,
that's
it will
fine. I might
literally
see
when
it
you
coming.
see it. No, it's not that you see it coming. It's literally when it happens, you will say, "Oh, this is what it's from."
Oh,
That's
okay.
the twist. Like,
Okay.
it's such an iconic...
It's so redone, is that what you're saying?
No, it is just so iconic
Oh, right, okay.
of what the reveal is that you have to be like, "Oh, that."
The movie
Right,
still
okay.
held up, even though I knew the twist. But
Okay. Still, yeah.
Oh my god, I'm dying. So Rob's back.
Rob's back.
This is his second out of 3 appearances. And he's a Native American again, but look, he has a less of a prosthetic nose.
Yeah, that's true. He has less, and he's wearing a fringe jacket. Because apparently that's what Native Americans wear.
And he wears a headband.
when I was looking for videos of this movie on YouTube to find comments, there was a lot of uploads of this scene, like the famous for free scene.
Oh, that famous scene.
Say the famous scene.
For free, the famous for free scene. So yeah, Adams, he's a bit of a divisive dude, yeah. I mean, you know, but he holds a special place in my heart because every now and then he will show that he has good acting chops, and
He does.
in
it's
things
true.
like Click, in things like 51st Dates, even things in Blended, and obviously The Wedding Singer is the best one.
What's
The sentimentality and the romance and the love really strikes home in those films, even like
Mr. Deeds? What are you thinking there, Sorab?
No, the one with Don Cheadle. Reign Over Me.
Rain
Where
Over Me?
He plays a widower. And
Yeah,
his
yeah, yeah,
wife and kids were killed in 9/11.
Yeah.
That's a very good performance. I really enjoyed that movie. That was a very good movie.
Everyone's favorite actor, Don Cheadle.
I love Don Cheadle.
I love him as a British man in the Oceans movies.
I do love him as a British man in the Oceans
Where
movies. I don't care who knows it.
He's like, "It's me.
Yeah.
I'm British." Yeah, it's almost as good as Bill Nye doing an Australian accent in G-Force. Bartek, Bartek?
Yes?
Before we get to Sorab about how much he loves Big Daddy.
I love Big Daddy too.
I do love Big Daddy.
Everyone
Yeah.
fucking loves Big Daddy. I hate Big... No, not everyone loves it, to be honest. That's one of the ones where you don't hear people go, "Oh, and Big Daddy." It's usually Happy Gilmore and
Billy Madison.
Billy Madison.
Yeah,
Why
those are
don't
the big
people
two.
say The Wedding Singer? Because I think that's the best one out of those 3 that you can name.
It's because it's a different kind of Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
it's
The Wedding
sentimental,
Singer-
it's-
The Wedding
it's a love
Singer-
story.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
Also,
different kind
And
of
the
Adam Sandler
soundtrack's...
movie.
What, is it
like,
because...
the best part.
That's true.
Also,
that's
Steve
very true.
Buscemi's great in it.
He is great in that.
Also, Billy Idol saves the day, as he always does.
Steve Buscemi, though, I will say I love Steve Buscemi in Con Air.
I love him in everything.
Yeah, that's true. I do love him in everything.
But I
love
love
at
him.
the end of Con Air is literally like one of the scariest endings in the world.
Because Stevie Boy.
Steve Buscemi plays like the most horrendous.
Hannibal Lecter-like
yeah,
killer.
he's like Hannibal Lecter, and the end of that movie is just him playing craps in Vegas. Like he's out of prison and going to
kill
kill
everyone.
millions of people.
I remember
probably.
I watched
Yes, millions.
I watched El
That proficient.
He's that proficient.
You're gonna say.
I watched El Mariachi and Desperado back to back.
Desperado, he's great in.
Desperado is awesome.
I
love
preferred El
Desperado.
Mariachi personally, but
Really?
No,
it's
I'm saying
interesting.
Steve Buscemi's great.
Yeah,
No,
but
What did you
I'm
think
s-
of Once Upon a Time in Mexico?
I haven't
hate
seen that
it.
one yet,
Really?
actually.
hate it.
You hated it.
But
Okay,
the
that's
thing is,
interesting.
when I watched Desperado, when I saw him, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a different film.
The
Because he was
best-
in like the first scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the best part of why I love Desperado so much is mainly 3 reasons. You got Antonio Banderas in probably one of his most seductive and best roles.
He is sexy.
You
in that
have the
movie.
whole opening sequence up till the point where Steve Buscemi dies. That's where the film is like, every single frame is great. You have Machete, who's playing another character called a knife name, throwing knives into a limousine. And Steve Buscemi talking to Cheech Marin. And then you have Salma Hayek, who is just... She's hot.
She is- yeah.
She was very...
She's
And also,
fucking hot.
I guess a 4th reason. That was the second R-rated movie that I had ever seen in my life that I
What
was
was the
way
first?
too young. The Thing.
Oh, really?
I saw that when I was 8.
Wow. Really?
Because my mum loves... I've talked about this before. My mum loves Kurt Russell. She's like, Kurt
Okay.
Russell is
And
her sexual
The Thing,
awakening
But she
actor.
shows The Thing to watch with
because
you.
it's his best movie.
Really?
Well, it's best
Okay.
film.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
maybe it's not his best for his acting, but to be honest, Kurt Russell's not the greatest actor. Like, he's very good
you
at playing
seen
Kurt
Hateful
Russell.
Eight?
Yes.
I love
He's
Hateful
very
Eight.
good at playing Kurt Russell, but The Thing is the best film he's in. Like, that's a 10 out of
I
10
would have
film.
thought she would have picked something like Tango and Cash because
Nah.
he's quite he's
Nah, she
you know,
prefers...
he's charming and handsome
she
in
prefers,
Tango and Cash.
She prefers a movie called Soldier.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I know Soldier.
He's very hot in that.
Right, you were going to ask me something about Adam Sandler, I think?
Sandog.
Yeah.
Right, the Sand... Oh, yeah, I was talking about... I'm going to ask you over him about Big Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
It's been a few years, but yeah, I'll try.
What is it? No, what is it about the Adam Sandler crew that keeps being popular. You know, he has that crew of people and himself.
Yeah,
what is
Kevin
it about
James.
them that is still popular, even though they make terrible films?
I'm not as familiar with the others. I'm mainly familiar with Adam Sandler.
He is
Not David Spade?
No, not really.
He is the Frank
Not-
Sinatra of that Brat Pack.
Not-
Like he is.
he's Frankie.
He is Frankie.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
the company that they're part of is literally named after 2 films where he's...
No, but to be fair, I think Chris Rock, like, if you put him in that
Yeah,
crew,
he's in that too, yeah.
technically, he's kind of in that crew. Chris Rock's probably...
Oh, no, Chris Rock's in it.
Yeah, so
Chris
then
Rock's in
I'd
that
say
crew.
Chris Rock and Adam Sandler are probably the
I
two...
forget that he's
they're like the
part of it,
top
yeah.
2, yeah.
They're the top tier of them. And then you have
Yeah.
David Spade,
Yeah, you have David
Kevin-
Spade.
and then
James.
Kevin James.
And Kevin and Rob Schneider.
And then Rob on the very bottom.
Yeah.
I was in SNL too, guys. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, you're also in Home Alone too.
With Donald Trump, who's also in Home Alone too.
And everyone's favourite, Macaulay Culkin.
Yes.
In case you didn't know.
But I think you kind of touched on it earlier, Ryan, with like people remembering like the '90s Adam Sandler,
Yeah,
and also
it's a
the people,
nostalgia thing.
the people acknowledging like the occasional like really well received ones like Spanglish and all that. But also, I think there are some people who just find that kind of humor funny,
Yeah,
like him doing
humor's-
silly voices and stuff. Like I know,
Humor's incredibly subjective.
I-
I'm sure there are people who find it hilarious.
I think it might even be like a case similar to like a lot of people really like Jerry Lewis, but a lot of people also think like, oh, he just does silly voices and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
except for
That's
when he
true.
doesn't. So
Except for when he
Yeah.
doesn't, like when Day of the Crown,
except for when he did the day the clown cried. Yeah.
which only a few people have seen. So
And
far.
they all say it's appropriate that he never lets people see this. One of the few people that's seen that film is Harry Shearer from The Simpsons.
I thought it was Hank Azaria. My mistake.
Harry Shearer, yeah. Which
I
is
love
weird.
Hank Azaria.
We all love Hank.
Yeah.
He's really
He's-
great
he's
in
great.
Along Came Polly.
He's also really great in Friends, just to bring that back in.
He's also really
favorite.
great in Gross Point Blank.
yes,
John
he is
Cusack's
very
best
good in Gross
movie.
Point Blank. That's true.
He's just fucking massacred at the end, but
That
he's
is
great.
Very true.
He does
yes.
nothing throughout the whole entire movie, Hank
And then
Azaria,
just
but he's
gets
great.
killed at the end.
He gets killed.
Godzilla.
He was.
He was in He was the
Because
cameraman.
everyone from The Simpsons was
That's
in-
all I know about the film. And that's a lot of fish.
That's a lot of fish. Oh, you don't know about in the 1990s Godzilla?
98.
Godzilla's a girl.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
never made a
Oh, and
second
it's
one.
like
They
it's-
set it up so well.
You sound
Set it
upset.
up- I am upset.
I
They
know.
set it
I
up
know
so
about.
well.
I know about the fate in a later film.
The fate.
That Godzilla's fate. Like Toho bought it and then killed it off or something.
Oh, really? I don't know. I'm not a big Roland Emmerich fan, so I don't keep up to date
yeah,
with the Godzilla
yeah.
franchise.
Right,
of
I haven't even
Roland.
seen the film, but I know that.
You know what? You know what's crazy about the Led Zeppelin classic Kashmir.
Yeah.
P Diddy remixed that song for that
Godzilla.
90s Godzilla movie.
Well, you know, if
and
you're
it's
gonna-
worse than the movie. Like it's worse than the movie.
That's a lot
the
of
movie.
fish.
The movie butchered an iconic film.
Yeah, movie
franchise.
monster.
Yeah. And
was just a
P Diddy
dinosaur,
did
right?
even worse
No.
to one of the greatest songs of all time.
Yeah.
P Diddy did even worse to that song.
Oh wait, Godzilla in general, or Godzilla in that movie?
In '98 film, it's just basically a dinosaur, right?
Yeah, he was. He just looked like
no.
a giant T-Rex.
No, technically no.
She looked like a giant T-Rex.
She is technically a lizard that got affected by nuclear radiation because the only reason you know this...
Did they explain that in the movie?
Yes, the only reason you know this is the opening credits. It tells you visually of stuff showing atom bombs going off and then close-ups of lizards all running around the
Oh,
screen,
right,
and
yeah.
that's how you
Sci-fi
know
film.
they're technical. Well, all of
Yeah.
the Godzillas are sci-fi films.
That's that's the same way that they explained the Incredible Hulk's powers in the Incredible Hulk was in like a
Flashback.
in like a
montage,
weird
you could say.
amalgamation
Montage.
of montage-y kind of.
Yeah, but that was it
Cryptic
the opening
things.
credits? Yeah, the
It
opening
was, yeah, it was.
credits.
It was the opening credits.
And did they show you why it's Edward Norton now?
No, they didn't show you that.
Did they show you why
know
Tim
what?
Roth was in
I
that
will,
film?
I will defend that movie because I actually enjoyed that.
I
movie.
enjoyed Tim Roth in that.
I enjoyed Tim Roth in that. I enjoyed what's his name? He plays Thunderbolt Ross. William Hurt.
Oh yeah, I'm so
enjoyed
glad that they
William
brought
Hurt,
him back
yeah.
for Civil War.
They did. If only Civil War was a better movie.
Oh, yet Big Daddy's good.
Yes.
said it must
Yes,
be true.
Big Daddy is good. Okay.
No, I didn't say it is. I said yet Big Daddy is good, like it's a question. So you can't
Yes.
even
It's
tangle
It's
me
a
on it.
conclusion, right?
Big Daddy is good.
Adam Sandler's been struggling. Yet
I
Big Daddy's
don't want to say anything bad about Sorab, but Sorab just literally said, "Too bad Civil War sucked."
I didn't
but
say
Big
it
Daddy's
sucked.
good.
I didn't say it sucked. I just said it's not that great.
Unlike Big Daddy, which is great according to you.
No, I don't think Big Daddy's better than Civil War.
There you go.
The question is...
I do think Civil War isn't that impressive.
So when is Adam Sandler...
As someone who has read the Civil War comics, and also like to just take a tangent away from
our
film, yes, Bedtime Stories. Like, Civil War, it's a fine movie. It's entertaining. But can you tell me what anyone's motivation to punch up their friends was? Other than Captain America, Black Panther, and Iron Man. Other than them. Why does Spider-Man so easily agree to beat up his heroes?
It's the same reason Flash wants to be in the Justice League. He wants friends.
Nah, give me a break, okay? That is such a bullshit answer, okay? Because I'm sorry.
I like how you took that genuinely.
Nah,
like, my comparison point was the new Justice League movie. And you're like, fuck off. He wants friends. What's Black Widow's reason?
That's what I'm asking you. You're saying
I thought you
it's a good
included
man
her.
saying.
I thought you included her.
No, I didn't.
In your
It's
list.
Black Panther's reason. He thinks Bucky
sorry, there's
killed
too many
his
black
dad.
people.
He thinks Bucky
I know
killed
why
his dad.
Bucky wants to kill people.
Well, yeah, okay, fine. But why is Captain America so, like... I mean, all the others, other than Captain America and Iron Man.
I think
Black
Hawkeye
Panther.
is a government goon.
But he decides to go against the government.
Yeah, I
the
know,
government is
because-
on the other side.
Exactly. That makes no sense.
That's what I'm saying!
But I'm not saying that they have good motivations. I'm just saying that it's an alright film.
It is an alright film, but
Wait,
that's all it is. It's
Do they have bad motivations, Ryan?
They don't have any motivations.
Exactly, they
That's
don't
what
have
I was
any
expecting.
motivations.
No, here's the problem with Captain America Civil War. Bartek, you haven't seen it, I imagine?
No.
I'll break it.
I don't watch many
I'll break it
Marvel
films.
down.
Okay,
I'll break it down for you.
Is that because are you a DC guy? Or just...
No, he doesn't
I
really
just-
care about
you're not a
superhero
comic
movies.
guy.
I've seen some of them because friends invited me.
Yeah, sure. Fair enough.
Here's the tough way of doing it, Bartek, is you have two warring motivations. I don't know where you fall on this, but the problem is Captain America's motivation cannot be translated that well into film, unfortunately, because it's kind of like the only reason he gets motivated to stand up against the government. This is literally true, by the way.
What's the government doing?
The government wants
They want to like register superheroes.
They want to know all their names, who they are, and where they are, right?
Oh, okay,
and Tony Stark's like, that's a great idea.
So that they're accountable for all the
Yeah, and that
destruction
makes
they've
sense because Tony Stark's a military guy. You know, he makes, he's a part of that, right? And Captain America, you think that way too, but the only reason he gets motivated to actually stand up and become a terrorist, basically, is because he hears an amazing eulogy.
Oh my
And
god!
that's
Oh my god!
His girl from the 40s dies, and her niece gives amazing eulogy about standing up for freedom, and he's like,
the eulogy is
and he
nothing
literally-
to do with the dead person.
and he literally sits there. You see him in the funeral, and he nods, and you see his face, that how actors do. Just see his face decide, I'm gonna kill Iron Man.
Yeah, literally.
And
That's it.
there's a scene in the movie in which the movie's begging you to say, hey, Captain America's the one you should root for in the fight between Iron Man and Captain America.
The film's called Captain
Yeah,
America.
but it's also because Captain America has his stupid best friend from the 40s, Bucky, and Iron Man finds out Bucky Barnes killed his mum, and he just is like...
And his dad.
And his dad, but he's more about, like, my
Well,
mum.
it's
And he
true.
literally suits up, and Captain America's like, no, but Bucky didn't mean it. It's like, basically like, he killed my mum, and then he just wants to fight him, and Captain America's like, but he's an alright guy. It's like, fuck off.
But he didn't mean it. He didn't mean it.
Yeah, fuck him. It's his mum.
Exactly.
Based on
like
the few Marvel films I've seen, just the idea that they're fighting, just seems weird to me, but...
It's okay.
I guess
They
it is
explain it
based
better
on
in the
the comic.
comics because
Yeah,
they're allowed to have
in the
the
comic.
X-Men in the comics, so it makes more sense.
And Spider-Man is
All right,
much
yes,
more
Sony
central in
owns
the
them or
comic.
something?
Yeah, we'll get back
No,
to
Fox
this.
Fox owns the X-Men.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yes, Sony owns Spider-Man.
Yeah, co-owns now.
Yeah, but I love how it's just you're so shit at Spider-Man that they're like,
Yeah, I know,
"Please
exactly,
help us."
exactly.
I was saying this the other day. I'm like, I can't wait for that
I love that
to happen with the X-Men.
No, but see, it happened with Spider-Man. It hasn't happened with Fantastic Four, and I feel like that's way worse than what they ever did with Spider-Man.
Yeah, but they'll never learn because the best Fantastic Four movie was the Roger Corman one from the 90s.
Oh, have you actually seen it?
Yeah, it's better
Oh,
than
really?
all the rest of them, sadly.
Really? Wow.
It's
That's-
terrible, but it's still better.
But it's still better.
But you know what's the best film ever made?
Bedtime Stories.
Bedtime Stories, which we have talked
That was
about
amazing
a lot.
just then.
You know that
flip. That was
you
incredible.
know he invented the X Games.
He did invent the X Games.
Adam Sandler, not
Yeah,
his
no,
character.
Adam Sandler. I know.
There's many times throughout this movie where Guy Pearce played different caricatures of his character, and I actually leaned into my girlfriend while we were watching the film and just went, "Is that actually Guy Pearce?" Because he faded
But they
away
had a
so
stand-in.
well. Like I thought, is that actually him? In the far away shots, and then it was.
And it was, yes.
Oh, look, there he is. Great
There
Guy
he is.
Pearce. He's such a great actor. Australian. actor,
Australian.
what a hero.
He is an Aussie.
All the Australian actors, including us, we all look up to Guy Pearce and say, man, I can't wait to be in the next kind of Adam Sandler movie to be the villain.
True.
If it's not him, it's Ben Mendelsohn. I mean, he hasn't been in an Adam Sandler movie, but give him a year or two.
Yeah, exactly. Give it time.
Give him Pixels 2, where he plays evil evil Donkey Kong.
Yeah, exactly. Ben Mendelsohn, he's getting really method. He went to the same people that Andy Serkis went to for Planet of the Apes. He's
He
getting
literally
really
became a
method.
donkey.
Yeah, about
And a Kong.
and well, yeah, Donkey Kong, a donkey. Donkey Kong's not a donkey.
And a Kong.
And a Kong.
No, I would love so much if he was the first actor to method act a video game character.
You know what my favorite Donkey Kong line is? Have you ever seen Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift?
No.
Well, there's
I have. That's the only one I've seen.
There's a moment in Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift where the hero of the movie is about to race this other guy, and the movie's all about drifting. And he's
He's like in a lift,
They're in
isn't
they're
he?
in an elevator, and he's about to race this like amazing guy, and he's got this thick Texan accent, the main character. And Little Bow Wow plays his friend, and Little Bow Wow goes. You're not gonna race him, man. They call him DK. You know what that stands for? He's
Donkey
like,
Kong.
what does it stand for? Donkey Kong? He's like,
And
nah, Drift King. That's my favorite Donkey Kong reference.
That's one of the two
anything.
things I
It's
remember from
amazing.
that film.
Okay, is that the film in which, out of the Fast and Furious, they have that, it's the most homoerotic one? Because there's this one of them where it's like really homoerotic, where these two guys are both in like high-waisted jeans, fighting each other in the dirt, and then they both kind of stop with their legs intertwined around each other, just panting, being like, bro, that was a good fight there, and then they just get back to driving.
Did you watch like a porn?
No,
Fast and Furious?
this is
What
a
this? What are you
legit. This is
talking
a
about?
legit. No, you're wrong. You're gonna be so much eggs on your face
I
when
think-
we're done with this.
I think
Because
a
I'm
friend-
100% right on this.
I think a friend of mine who's seen all the films say
would
that like
testify to
say
this.
that like after the third one is when they start getting silly or something.
No, it's the fifth one, and
No.
then from there on,
No, well, yeah, after the fifth one.
Okay.
that's the one where they become spies.
The fifth one is actually quite fun.
That's one where they
The
introduce
fifth
The
one's
Rock.
actually-
Because
yeah.
I've only seen the third
Yeah.
one because my stepbrother and a friend of his who
It's
loves
the worst one. It's
Is
so
it?
bad.
Okay,
Yeah, it's the worst
I only
one.
saw it because they really
They've
love
like
cars.
tried to retcon everything in it.
Okay.
Since
They
then.
basically try to retcon all of them.
Basically,
They have well, literally now, like to the point where they're doing just a movie about The Rock's character.
Wouldn't you? Because he's
Well,
the
of
best
course
part.
I would. Yeah, of course I would.
Of course.
I only saw that film because the people I was with really loved cars. So I'm like, yeah.
I hate car movies. It depends. Like, for some reason, the car movie that everyone loved was Fast and Furious, but I'll be that dickhead that was watching The Italian Job with Edward Norton and Mark
Edward and Mark
Wahlberg. You know why Edward Norton
And
did
Donald
that?
Sutherland is in that movie.
Do you
as
know
well.
why Edward Norton
And
was...
Charlize Theron. That's actually quite a good cast.
Oh, and Jason Statham.
Jason Statham.
And
Most Def is in that
Most
movie.
deaf. He plays a deaf guy.
Seth Green is in that movie
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He plays the Webster.
Yeah, he plays... No, Napster.
Napster,
He's like the real
Napster.
Napster.
Napster. But why was Edward Norton in that movie? I'll tell you why. He did Fight Club, and he was contractually obliged to do another
Is that
movie,
true?
and that's why he's in the Italian
Is that
Job.
right?
And that's why he looks upset to be there.
No way.
That's why he looks upset to be there.
That's hilarious.
Now this is
This your favorite
one of my
scene?
favorite scenes
other
because
favorite?
no,
That's Aisha Tyler.
everyone loves her.
Yeah.
No, why I was gonna say this
The
is
new host of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
yeah. Why I love this scene is because in the universe of this story, Bedtime Stories, the kids tell the stories and their things come true, but not in the usual way. And the real question was, is it magic? You don't get to find out. It's not like big
Yeah,
fat lie. It's not
Liar, Liar.
liar liar.
Yeah.
No, it's not like big fat liar.
It isn't, but it's
where-
also like
I
Liar.
love Liar Liar.
Liar Liar, where it's a birthday magic wish thing and there's
Yeah.
time limit and all that.
yeah.
No, this is where these things are literally happening in the real world, but there's an explanation. So it doesn't rain gumballs out of the sky because, magic. It rains gumballs because there's a truck that happens to have gumballs in it and it crashes above him and it rains gumballs
It
and all
like
this kind of
creates
stuff.
destiny and then things happen in the world.
But this
to
is
make
the
it
one
happen.
scene that breaks the logic of that, in which they said
right.
they performed the hokey pokey in it, and that seems like a far out weird non-logical
it's-
thing to do.
it's the
But in this
most random.
movie, they do the Beetlejuice moment, in which in Beetlejuice they have to sing, that song,
yeah.
and they're all like, "Oh my god, what's happening to me?"
Right.
They do this with the hokey pokey, so it's kind of like magic has taken over them,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh my god, and they're all
Maybe it is magic.
yeah, but. That's what I'm saying. Like in the logic of everything else
Right,
has
everything else has...
there's a ripple effect of why these things add up.
Right.
But in
We
this, They had no answer, and I love it.
Wikipedia calls it a magic realism film.
Yeah.
Magic realism.
Yeah, it's right up there with all the magic realism.
I think it was like
realism
family
films.
romantic comedy magic realism film or something.
Look,
Fantasy.
he's trying to show them that he has titties, and they wiggle their titties, and he's like, "See, honey, I got titties," and she's just like, "Can't wait to be the Americans where I show my titties." And then that's how look, they all look terrified. They're like, "What's happening to us?" And it's kind of like there's no answer, and they walk away. Like, look, they're like, "Oh my god, help me!"
They're like possessed.
Exactly, look at her.
The one on the very right, yeah.
God.
The one in the green.
I missed that detail, actually.
Yeah, when she's like, "Oh!" I love that kind of joke where they're like being forced to do so. He's like, "Ah!" See, in this guy here, like, he just swallowed a fish because he went swimming. That happened in the thing, and it makes sense, right? Because, you know, it's not
He
like...
went swimming and he swallowed a fish.
It's not like he's standing there and he's like, "Oh my god, It's
Yeah,
like, what
and
happened?
suddenly
And
there's
a
a
fish just comes out of his mouth for no
I
reason.
remember reading somewhere that
That this was supposed to be Chris Farley, but his body was too decomposed by then.
No,
You're right.
I think it was meant to be a reference to another film, but I can't remember what it was.
I just...
Oh yeah, that's
Shrek.
that classic film where Cary Grant was walking along the beach and he stomped on a fat guy and a fish came out of his
Oh,
mouth.
you mean Some Like It Hot?
Yeah, that's the
that,
one.
that was
That's the
actually Tony Curtis.
Oh, sorry.
He plays a Cary Grant type in that
Right,
movie.
yes, of course,
when he
of
pretended
course.
to be a rich man.
Yeah, of course.
And Jack Lemmon is being sexually coerced by a gay man who thinks he's a woman but knows he's actually a man at
Knows
the
he's
end.
actually a man.
Spoiler alert for Some Like It Hot, where that's literally like the last reveal of the movie.
I like at this point in the film they start establishing like the twist to the story. It's like, oh, Abe Lincoln appears, but no, it's just a coin.
It was a coin.
So like, you know, kind of tricked into like, oh, how are they gonna like troll, I guess, Adam Sandler with this these insinuations.
I was waiting for Chris Rock to rock up as Abe Lincoln in this scene.
That'd be great.
And I was like, well, how are they going to explain this? Because they didn't explain the hokey pokey scene. Like, that's what my logic, where my logic was at.
Chris Rock, that would be amazing.
Because he's black, and Abe Lincoln loved black people because he freed them.
Of course. He also hated vampires.
He slayed them.
He slayed them.
He slayed them. He slayed them.
the shit out of them.
As Mrs. Abraham Lincoln in Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter was the Australian actress who was the psycho bitch in The Loved Ones, the horror movie
is that
Loved
right?
Ones. Yeah.
Okay.
She's also in other films.
She's also in other films?
No,
Good for her.
I was actually going to say
She
the wrong.
does well.
I was actually going to say the wrong thing. I was saying she's also in Twilight. It's like no, the lead guy from
I would have
Loved
just
Ones
been-
is in Twilight.
I would have just been more surprised that you'd seen Twilight.
I have not.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
I have had a life
Right,
in
yeah.
which I have not
That's
wanted to
what I
slit
thought.
my wrists.
Yeah, that's what I
So
I've read the first book and that's bad.
why?
You read the whole book?
I didn't know about its reputation at the time.
But forget the reputation. Didn't you just not like the book?
I don't know, someone just gave it to me for my birthday. I'm like, oh, thanks, and I read it.
They hate you.
They really do.
Who was that? Are they your friends still?
I think they were a family friend.
No, they're not your family's friend no more.
I know that my mum later took the book and then she read the whole
And
series.
then she said,
You read
"I'm
the whole
not
series because of the
So
book.
the funny thing is, she has the whole series in her room, but if you open up the first book,
It
there's
says
like
two
there's a
answers.
birthday
An
message.
inscription
There's
to
a
you.
birthday message to me.
Okay. Here's the thing. We'll get on to. I want to talk about two important things. Bartek,
Twilight's not important?
hold on.
Okay.
Bartek,
Yes.
you're getting. I want to defend you now. You're getting slandered before
About what?
for
Friends?
not knowing about Friends.
Yeah.
But I want
To be fair, I don't care.
Hold on. I want to slander some Sorab now because Sorab was telling me confidentially before we started this podcast that he has not really seen any of the Harry Potters other than the first one.
I've seen the first one, the third one, and the last one.
All right.
He skipped them. And why? Tell us why.
Well, Ryan, I'm glad you asked. The
The
first Harry Potter came out around the same time as the first X-Men movie.
Yeah, like 2002 was it?
Yeah, around that.
One?
So I wanted to see... I'm a comic book fan. I've been a comic book fan my whole life. I wanted to see X-Men.
Yeah, fair
It was
enough.
a little...
Like all boys did.
Yeah, it was a birthday party for someone. I can't remember
Not
who.
you.
Yeah, not me, obviously not. And they were like, we're gonna go to the movies. We're gonna go see Harry Potter. And I was like, nah, man, let's go see X-Men. X-Men looks fucking sick. I swore a lot as a kid.
He was a 6-year-old. He
I
was
was
like, give me this fucking X-Men.
I was literally like, fucking hell, man, I want to see fucking X-Men.
You were
Anyway,
like 8 at the time, yeah.
Yeah.
probably, yeah. But anyway, I wanted to see X-Men. The parents were like, oh, you can't see that. So we go to the theater, and I'm like, no, this fucking sucks. We're gonna see fucking
Yeah.
Harry
Dorky
Potter. God
British
damn it,
film.
we're gonna go. Yeah, exactly. So I'm sitting in the theater, and then X-Men comes on, and no one's noticed. And I'm like, okay, they're just not gonna notice. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna get to see X-Men. I'm so excited. It gets to the scene where Rogue is making out with her boyfriend.
The very first scene.
Like the opening scene, and he like freaks out.
And his veins are popping.
By the way, the whole monologue at the beginning about mutants like didn't tip off the parents. It's this scene and suddenly they were like, "Oh, we're in the wrong movie."
Patrick Stewart in a wheelchair,
Literally,
talking about
mutants.
uses.
They didn't click. I guess they heard a British voice. They were like, "This must be Harry Potter."
Must be Harry.
So, and then Rogue like causes her boyfriend to have a seizure by making out with him, and the parents are like, "Oh, we have to leave." So they dragged us out and we went and saw Harry Potter. So I missed X-Men in the cinemas because of Harry Potter. So I was like, I'm not going to see it. I don't want to watch Harry Potter. I saw the third one because it came out around the same time as Van Helsing.
Which is a terrible film.
It is a terrible film, and in hindsight, having to see Harry Potter instead of it was probably a good thing. Mm-hmm. But my cousins were down, and my older cousin and I were like, let's go see Van Helsing. It looked badass. And our parents were like, no, you have to take the little kids and go see Harry Potter.
Take the British.
To the most adult Harry Potter
literally
out of them at that time.
Literally, like, I was watching it, I was like, there's a werewolf in this. What's the difference?
The
like,
Whomping Willow kills birds.
Yeah,
casually.
Like, there was a giant spider and shit. I was like, this we could have seen Van Helsing.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, and then
Spider's the second one.
Yeah, I know he's wrong, but let's go on with it.
Right, whatever. It might have been the second one.
The one he
I don't
hasn't
know.
seen.
Fair
Go
enough.
on.
I don't know. Anyway, and then I saw the last one because
You have to finish it off.
well, no, I just started dating an ex of mine, and she wanted to see it, so I went and saw it.
Was she an ex when you dated her?
Well, no, she wasn't an ex when I dated. She's an ex now. She's an
Current
ex
ex.
now, and
Okay. I always want to see Lucy Lawless as a lobster creature. That's my
that was weird. That was one of your. Well, you're in luck.
Well, I jerked off as soon as I saw it because that's what I've always wanted. But Bartek,
Yes.
did you connect the dots like I did about how his family wouldn't let him see X-Men and Van Helsing?
Mm-hmm.
What's the thing that connects those two movies?
Superhuman?
No. Hugh Jackman's in both of those
Yeah.
films.
I haven't seen
He's
that.
Van
He is
Helsing.
Van Helsing.
He is
Okay,
Van Helsing and he is Wolverine.
Wolverine.
And I'm just like, does his family not want to let him see
you
Hugh
can't see
Jackman?
Hugh Jackman.
Unless it's Australia. That's your punishment.
You would think so, but no. But like my mum, like you were saying about your mum and Kurt Russell, my mum quite likes Hugh Jackman. So I don't like
My mum likes
just a
Gary
coincidence,
Oldman.
I
He's
guess.
been in those kind of things.
Gary Oldman. That's an interesting because of I'm curious what movie like.
Sid and Nancy.
Of course, I was gonna say Air Force One. But maybe,
She just likes him in general.
Dracula.
Dracula. That's the one. That's the one.
He's great at Dracula.
He is great. He's
Good
You know,
fashion.
you know who's
Yeah.
even better? Keanu Reeves. With his English
He
accent.
plays Renfield.
No.
No, he's not Renfield.
He's the hero.
Is he the hero?
Oh, he played, what's that guy? John Parker?
Yeah. He's
yeah,
English and he's
Parker.
just like,
Yeah, Parker. That's
hello
right.
there, it's me.
John Harker.
Dude. And then Winona Ryder is the chick.
Yeah, that's right.
And then
Mina.
Van Helsing is I don't
Isn't
know.
it Anthony Hopkins?
It's Anthony Hopkins.
It's Anthony
I was gonna
Hopkins.
say because I got
Because Anthony Hopkins and Hugh Jackman are so similar in
hold
look.
on. I was gonna say, well, he's playing a young.
He's playing a
Anthony
young man.
Hopkins.
Yeah, he's playing, yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
Hugh Jackman in 20 years' time will
20
look like
years'
how
time,
he
he's gonna
did in
look like
Hannibal
Anthony
Lecter,
Hopkins.
and how he
He's
did in
gonna
Hannibal
shrink.
Lecter,
Yeah, he's gonna shrink.
and get a Welsh accent,
Yes, and a Welsh accent.
and play Thor's dad.
And play Thor's dad.
In conclusion, guys, I don't care that Sorab hasn't seen Harry Potter. I'm not gonna belittle myself to judge other people for not seeing things because I'm a nice boy.
You're a good man.
Yeah.
Thank
Good boy
you.
Bartek.
Even though I haven't seen Friends.
Yeah. no.
Second thing I want to bring up was how the fuck have you not seen Friends? Like seriously, like
What have you not
Friends.
seen? You've just seen everything, haven't you?
I've literally seen
You've
everything.
literally seen
Except
everything.
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, but
You've
that
seen
was
Saved by the Bell.
yeah, but that was older than me.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I haven't really seen Saved by the Bell.
And also, it's like
Yeah, but
when on Australian television was Saved by the Bell playing.
no, actually, I remember that
Nickelodeon,
playing when I was a
actually.
kid.
But I didn't
Yeah.
have
Oh, you didn't
Nickelodeon.
have
I'm talking
okay,
about
that's
like
fair
just
enough.
normal TV that you didn't have to have cable for.
Yeah, okay.
That's also
fair
why I
enough.
never saw the Amanda Show
Yeah, okay.
and Sweet Life of Zack and Cody or Josh and Drake. Or...
To be Drake and Josh.
No, Josh and Drake.
Josh, he was the unsung hero of that show.
Josh.
Josh, yeah,
He's the better one.
he is the better one actually.
He was in Snow Day.
He was in Snow Day.
I do a great impersonation of him.
He's got a comedy on Netflix. Just I haven't seen it.
It's called
It looks
the
like,
Dration. The Dration.
no, it looks
Drop
like
Show.
it looks like someone saw Superbad once and wanted to make a similar movie. Like genuinely, that's what it looks like.
I'd like to see him in Superbad.
I would have loved to have seen Josh just do Superbad.
He's
but he
mostly-
plays Michael Cera.
Well, he's skinny now, so he could.
Yeah,
I
but
think
back then he
lately-
was.
Back then he wasn't.
I think
yeah.
lately he mostly just made like Vine videos. And they were
Yeah, the one
a bit
Vine I've seen of
cringy.
his No, he's alright, actually.
Yeah, he was alright, but
As a fighter, he's alright, yeah. He's got talent. But the one I like was his references to his own work, where he's like in a car and he's like, watch out, Oprah! And then that's it. It's like, I don't even...
the game's fair.
So, great scene here in which a guy gets sprayed in the eyes. And then how does Adam solve the situation? Spray himself.
And
and you know who that guy is? The guy from the Ferrari earlier on, but he's playing a different character.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Same
the guy
actor.
that you're like, is that for the gay guy from Big Daddy?
Yeah. Gay, did he say the gay guy?
That's what-
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
The
that's
gay guy
right.
from Big Daddy.
Yeah, that's right. Gay daddy.
Gay Daddy.
Everyone's favorite. I like how this is one of my favorite things too, is this scene indicates that the best theme that you could have for the hotel should be a Hawaiian theme. But this is not the theme that is ever suggested. Adam Sandler's theme that he suggests is kids use imagination, and then everyone agrees.
Yeah.
Isn't it great?
There was a part where he said, or what was translated for him, like, if you wanted to be at home, why don't you stay at home? Like, isn't that against the whole point of this?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that the point where they're like, well, clearly you're not going to win?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and I like how he gets told off by Russell, but he's like, that was rude, Skeeter. Also, what's his name? Skeeter.
Mickey.
Yeah.
Oh, the main guy, yes.
Is that his real name? Is
Skeeter
that like...
Bronson.
Well, we never
Yeah, but
find out.
what's that short? What's like a nickname for? Is his name, birth name, Skeeter Bronson? Also, is he related to Charles Bronson, the actor and prisoner that Tom Hardy plays?
Probably not.
Sorry, I was distracted for a second.
I was asking if you're distracted because you saw boobies. I know you.
Yeah, I mean,
Jeez.
look at Rusell Brand. He's got some great boobies, okay?
I was gonna be legit say that
Jeez, from
she's
behind, I
hot.
actually thought he was
She is hot. She is hot.
She's no Sophie Monk, but
She's not... You don't really think for Sophie Monk.
I do.
thought
She's
you were
also
gonna say-
one that I had a sexual awakening
Oh, is
for.
that true?
For Australia, because I watched. Do you remember this? Bartek, I don't think you would because I don't know. But do you remember where Sophie Monk came from as a
No.
celebrity? She was on a TV show called Pop Stars.
Was
She's
she
a
on
singer.
Pop Stars? I knew she was a singer. I didn't know she was
I think
on
it was called Pop
Stars.
Stars. It was like 2 seasons of it.
Okay.
And she was.
It's like an American Australian Idol kind of thing.
It was
right?
Australian Idol before Australian Idol, and
Yeah.
she was the winner. And got
Okay.
and she had a little girl band, and she was hot then. And I was like,
Alright.
huzzah! Huzzah!
Is that what you say when you see a pretty girl? You're, huzzah!
And I was 5 years old.
You're 5 years old.
Huzzah!
Was Richard Griffiths in the
Pie in the Sky, yeah.
Naked Gun 2.5?
Yes.
Yeah, he was,
So
yeah.
he played the guy in the wheelchair, right?
Yes, and you can see his ass. Because he has to inject him in the ass with insulin. So, in case you've wondered, have we seen Richard Griffith's ass? The answer
Yes,
is-
we have.
Is he related to Andy Griffith?
I doubt it.
Why?
Actually, I don't know why. He might be. I don't know.
You're right, he isn't. One's American, one's English. You
Right,
can-
okay.
They're
sure.
identical.
You
twins.
can't have international relations.
You can't have international relations.
If
right.
Parent Trap taught us anything, you can't have international
I
relations.
like the clothing choice of Guy Pearce right now.
You know what I love? At the end of this movie.
I mean, look at that necklace.
At the end, and he's not even pitching the Hawaiian theme.
No, he's not.
Okay, what I was gonna say was, at the end of this movie, it scrolls up
This
with
was
the
really-
credits,
Yeah, sorry,
and
go
it
on.
says soundtrack available to download at da da da. And I really wish that it has this musical number in it. And because Guy Pearce, I don't know if he sung this himself. I wouldn't be surprised
I think he probably did.
because I don't know. He's an
It
actor.
kind of sounds like him, though.
Yeah, I wish Adam Sandler, when he did his pitch, he sung as well, but with the.
Well, have you heard his comedy songs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you seen there's a video which talks about the Adam Sandler universe, in which Adam Sandler, through his comedy albums and his movies, has made an established universe where all these characters live
he
in the
hasn't.
same universe? No, yes.
Yeah.
It's actually true. Like,
It's true?
this video
It's like the Disney,
shows
the
you.
Disney theory.
Yeah, but this video shows you, it's like, no, Adam Sandler's made a purpose of having characters from these films appear in these films and appear in these films. So it's like, Kevin James's character in Grown Ups,
Yeah.
he is in Click, but he never appears in Click. He's referenced by name. When, this is true. David House, do you remember
What's
in Click?
his name? I don't even remember
Isn't
his
Click
name.
before Grown Ups?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But Click, do you not remember, time travels a bit, because it goes to the
That's
future.
true.
There's a big...
But I mean, he would have been alive
No,
then
hold
anyway.
on.
He's the same
David
age as Sandler.
Hasselhoff, in the film Click, wakes Adam Sandler up when he's in the future, and he goes, such and such Kevin James's character, whose character in Grown Ups works in a similar field,
So they like took the name.
has killed himself, and you're promoted!
Right.
So it indicates Kevin James will kill himself.
It's a really depressing end to the Grown Ups movies, I gotta say.
Yeah.
And it was decided before it became a thing.
And then obviously the You Can Do It guy appears in several films as well. Like those are little
I thought that was just a
You can do
it. But no, that character appears in several
Get
as
that
well.
old ass of yours into
What's
the
that?
end zone.
What's that from originally?
Waterboy.
Waterboy.
Yeah.
I've seen Waterboy.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Actually, that's another one I like. Is The Longest Yard.
I didn't like The
It's-
Longest
it's
Yard.
funny. It's funny.
I don't like it. I mean, it did have Terry Crews. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's the biggest funny part is Terry Crews. Literally the biggest. He's gigantic, but
He's fucking ripped.
he is.
My favorite Terry Crews movie is Friday After Next.
It's not
the
White
third
Chicks?
Friday. Oh, you gotta love White Chicks. So Friday
Yeah.
After Next, he has Ice Cube and
Chris Tucker.
no,
No, it's not Chris
in the
Tucker.
third
Sorry,
one.
no,
It's
in the third one. It's not. Who is
it's
it?
the Mike Epps.
Oh, it's Mike Up.
And he has them squeezed with his biceps and his arms, and he's squeezing it and he's flexing his pecs, and they're choking
They're choking.
because
His
he's
pecs are
choking them.
Yeah.
And Ice Cube says, for Ice Cube, this is amazing to hear him scaredly say, "Please, no, your titty's choking me." Great, great, great.
That is great.
Also, in Friday After Next, they have a store that's owned by a pimp who sells pimp fashion, and he gets out of his car and sings a Christmas ditty about being a pimp casually. Whereas when he walks in, this is his introduction. He walks in and he's like, "Swaggerlicious, let me put some pimpin' in it." And he's just like, "Is he a
I just
pimp?"
really love this movie. You've got this shit memorized.
I do.
Yeah.
It will be one that we cover for a Christmas special one
Right.
day.
Yes. Of course.
We have to do Christmas with the Cranks first, but you know, like,
Yeah. 'cause
can't
it's
not
that
cover Tim Allen.
classic.
Tim Allen's everyone's favorite Republican, Tim Allen. Bartek?
Yes.
Oh, Buzz Lightyear's a Republican. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he is.
That's
He loves
depressing.
Donald Trump.
That's kind of
So, yeah, Tim Allen. Bartek, did you believe in Adam Sandler's pitch in this scene?
It certainly reminded me of other Adam Sandler films where he's given a speech that everyone, or well, that he thinks is very meaningful. Like in Billy Madison, he gave one, but that one was kind of like, "You've made everyone dumber for having listened to your speech."
Yeah, that's great.
This one kind of goes.
That
the
is such a
opposite.
great moment.
But this is an even better speech.
Because this one's sentimental and he actually means it, and it's from the heart. It's not just about
And the tongue.
and the tongue, and from Rusell Brand's throat as well.
Anything in Rusell Brand's throat is meant very well.
Like Rupert Everett's dick, am I right, Ryan?
No, I'm talking about Katy Perry's pussy at one point. Jesus. Remember they were married?
Throat?
Yeah, they were married.
Not just on the tip
That
of
is
the
a
tongue.
good point.
She
Down the throat.
Because Katy Perry's a fucking monster. Hear her roar. And that's the only Katy Perry song I'm going to reference. Because I'm going to
Ryan, you
hold
made
on.
Guy Pearce faint.
Because he kissed a dog and he liked it.
No, that
Whoops,
happened.
sorry.
Oh, well done, well done.
I couldn't hold it in.
Well done.
I couldn't hold it in like a firework.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I know
Wow.
too many of her songs.
You do really know too many of their songs.
Help me! Help me! You know what I love about Katy Perry? She's a racist and no one cares to call her out on it.
She racist?
Have you ever seen her film clips?
No.
All
I'll
of
be
her
honest,
film
I
clips
haven't.
are her being a supreme racist, where she's like, one film clip, she's being an Egyptian. In the next film clip, she's getting like, she's being Rastafarian. In the next film clip, she's being Asian. In the
So
next film
racist
clip,
because she's playing character.
she is literally
Oh, you like on the
cultural
sets or
appropriation in her music videos. She's very much, she gets in lots of trouble for culturally appropriating
something? Oh, that
things.
kind of racist.
So she will dress up as, you know, Native American and just casually sing about like,
Kinda like
being
Rob
a white
Schneider.
girl,
Kinda
being
like
a
Rob Schneider in this movie.
Look, I'm not saying Rob Schneider out of this movie should have been the one who was married to Katy Perry,
Wow.
but it clearly
So
should have been.
Ryan, what if there was a film starring the trio of Rob Schneider, Katy Perry, and Alfred Molina?
Oh,
Going on
they all play
worldwide
different
adventures.
races. They all play different races. And that film would be called White Chicks 2. The chicks go whiter.
The chicks get whiter.
Speaking of white,
He is Caucasian, you're right.
Yes, it's true.
He's British, so that usually helps. Lucy Lawless in this film still. This actress is doing a good job. She's just
so
not
she's
confused.
holding the white.
I should comment that actress was the dark-skinned lady that was there next to the white shirt guy because I just pointed at her like this.
It's
actress.
true. No one but us.
She was
knew
on the
what you
left
meant.
of the frame.
I like this actress too, where she's just here to say, right over there. Like,
It's true. What a useless moment.
You know what's really great about this shot here? There's so much back exposure of light in the scene that you kind of get distracted by it.
It is quite especially with the kids walking in front of it.
Those fuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I like about it? It's very angelic. It's like she's walking into heaven.
Angelic.
You know, she's walking into heaven, and they're coming from heaven.
He can't go there though.
He's got
he's
a
little Nicky. He can only go to hell.
He's Jewish, so she's got a singular tear, and there's another tear. So.
I love the idea that someone walked up to that little girl before they started filming and like flicked water in her face to get the tear.
I just said punch her.
Oh, you said punched her.
You know, it's really nice to have school kids that are really into their school. As opposed to like kids that are like, oh, no,
they're not even happy. I would have been thrilled. I would be like, yay,
To be
burn it
fair,
down,
I know,
burn
exactly.
it
To be
down.
fair, their mum is the principal.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
her.
that's true.
She's not even around.
She's not. She's in Arizona.
I was waiting for the dad to appear. Their dad.
Oh,
Wait,
that
yeah.
Adam
I have a
Sandler doesn't
question.
like.
I have a question. Where is this movie set? Like, are they in
Good
LA?
question. Good question. Good question. Great question.
question. Are they in LA?
It's a fab,
America.
yeah. Hawaii.
Sorry, North
It's
America.
set in the same
North
universe
North
as
America.
50 First Dates.
Not
Same
Arizona. It's not Arizona.
Well, no, because I was gonna say like LA and Arizona. I don't think they're close to each other.
No, she's moving really far
She's
away.
moving really
you
far
know, when
away.
you're a school teacher in America, the
You can
only
only
option
yeah,
is to move
to the other side of the
side of the
country.
world. Look, she's lucky she could get a job in America. The other option was here in Australia.
You're in Australia, yeah.
And could you imagine Monica from Friends being your principal? Hey guys, it's me, Monica from Friends. And you'd be like, yo, miss, where's Chenandla Bong? And then she'd be like, quiet.
Is that your Wog accent just then?
No, it was just any accent.
It was just any accent?
Look, I grew up in country town. We had no wogs.
Oh, you had no Wogs.
You had
okay.
floods, though.
You
We
had
had
floods, you did have
floods, which were the
floods.
equivalent of wogs.
Which
You're right.
caused you to watch Bedtime Stories.
It did.
It did, yeah.
Thanks to what is the natural equivalent of wogs, floods.
Floods, of course.
I got to watch Bedtime
That's not
Stories.
racist
And
at
you weren't
all.
thirsty either.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not, because I'm saying that that's the natural equivalent. Us white
To
people.
be a natural disaster and destroy
Hold
things.
on. You want to hear white people?
What are we? Well, not me. I'm not white. What are you?
We're cancer.
You're a cancer. Wow.
We're cancer on the
Wow.
world.
Wow. Wait, do me. I'm Indian. What are we?
You're Indian now.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
What are we?
You are famine.
Great. I can't wait to go
Because
home and
there's
tell my
lots
family.
of famine.
Guys, we're famine.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Polish people, pestilence.
Pest.
Yeah, but Indians have Shah Rukh Khan.
Oh, and they have Deepak Chopra.
Deepak Chopra.
No, Deepak
Deepak
Chopra.
Chopra.
He was in The Love Guru, so I know.
Was he in The Love Guru?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know who he played? Himself.
Oh, really?
He's a
Oh,
great
there you
actor. Did you know this is true? They made The Love Guru because not Bill, Mike Myers got divorced from his wife and he got all into Hinduism and all that kind of stuff and meditation. And he was like, and into, all that belief. And he's like, to show my
Really?
comedic love for this, I shall make The Love Guru.
Really?
Yeah.
I seem to remember there was an
Wow.
interview back in the day that just, like, he was a really big fan of Bollywood or something. I wanted to make
Yeah,
sure
it's all
you
that.
saw.
But also he was just like, and Ben Kingsley?
Yeah.
He got to be known as Gandhi in his
yeah.
career. Let's see if we can make him play an Indian in this movie who's cross-eyed and pisses himself. It's what the Oscar winner should get.
It's what Gandhi should be, really.
It's what Ben Kingsley deserves.
Yeah, it's
Oscar winner Ben Kingsley pisses himself
Yes.
with cross-eyes. Look, Nick Swartzen, who appears in pretty much most Adam Sandler films
Look at
now.
that stance. Look at Guy Pearce's stance.
It's
right
because
there.
you know he's evil. He's got the upturned collar.
He does have the upturned collar. He also is wearing a suit under his overalls
Yeah, because once he's done, he'll take it off and go back to work.
and go back to work.
I like how they set up that the boss is afraid of germs, so that his character arc can be he's no longer afraid of germs, to the point in which he becomes a nurse at a school. Not just, like, a doctor, which he could easily become, but a nurse at a school.
I love that they were like, we need to make him look really rich. Let's model him after Mr. Peanut. Let's give him a pocket watch and a three-piece suit and a cane.
Yeah.
What about a monocle? No, that's too much. We'll give him glasses.
He looks like the Monopoly Man.
Is that Aisha Tyler again?
Yeah, because remember, he's an ally with her because he did the hokey
Because
pokey
of the
to
hokey
her.
pokey, yeah.
Because remember that scene
And
in
he
which
was- and
she's
he's
like,
cute now.
you know that scene in which that happens in real life when, you know, you went to school, people bullied you, then you come back as an adult with a hot girlfriend and they tell you we're sorry because we were bullies to you. You remember that scene in Life?
Yeah.
That happened to him.
You know what? Hold on, that also happened kind of in Billy Madison, like the kid that he apologized to.
Are you saying that Adam Sandler reuses material in his films?
O'Doyle rules. That's what they say, isn't it? That's in.
That's a running joke in Billy Madison.
Yeah.
Wow.
But like the kid that he bullied and like he had like a
Steve
hit list.
Buscemi, Steve Buscemi.
It was Steve Buscemi.
It was
Yeah,
Steve
yeah,
Buscemi.
Billy Madison,
And then he
yeah,
puts the lipstick on, and at the end he comes and he shoots the guy who's in the West Wing. Yeah.
Because Steve Buscemi owes Adam. You know why Steve Buscemi's in Adam Sandler movies?
Why is that?
Because one of Steve Buscemi's first big movies was an Adam Sandler movie.
Which one?
Airheads. You've never heard of Airheads?
I love Airheads.
I've heard the name.
I remember Airheads.
Where they play rock grunge guys
With
who take
Brendan
over,
Fraser.
who take over the radio station owned by Michael McKean.
And Michael Richards is in that movie. Michael Richards.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
It's a good movie. I have it in
It is
my
a good
collection.
movie. I really like it.
And Steve Buscemi, that was one of his first.
He's the drummer,
big,
right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
one of his first big blockbustery type success movies. Like he'd
Really?
been around stuff like that was before Reservoir Dogs, pretty sure,
Yeah.
or at least a couple years
I think
before,
so.
a
It
year or
would've
two
been,
before. So he did stuff like that, but it was big, even though we may not remember it now or stuff like that. It was a step in his career.
Yeah,
and
I
so
like
he
that
kind of
movie.
owes Adam, like he feels like I owe Adam Sandler. I don't know, he hasn't said it publicly or anything, but because no one who works with
Also,
Adam
I'm
Sandler
sure they're
says it.
probably just friends as well.
Yeah,
Isn't that the big
Probably,
thing with Adam Sandler? He just wants to hang out with his friends and make movies.
I think so.
Except for
And
he's
you know what?
a
You know
lazy
what?
hack that wants money.
He might not be making, but like, I respect that. You just want to hang out with your friends and make movies, and he can. People will pay him for it.
There's a
I
great
can
great video by Red Letter Media in which they break down Jack and Jill and break down how
Oh
they
my
figured
God,
out how
that
Adam
movie.
Sandler is actually making monies
That movie has
as
Al
a tax
Pacino in
dodge,
it.
as a tax dodge
Al Pacino is in that movie.
for Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, that's wow.
Did you love Dunkin' Donuts? Because this movie loves Cinnabon.
This movie does love cinema.
I haven't seen it, but this
You know what gets my award for best product placement? Well, best defined best, but like it's just so insane. Have you seen the new Power Rangers movie?
Yes.
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy
It's
Kreme is very
ridiculous. It's
central to the new
insane.
Power Rangers. Okay, the magical MacGuffin, whatever, is buried under the Krispy Kreme in the town, and
Krispy Kreme is said more times
Elizabeth
in that movie
Banks.
than ever in the history of Krispy Kreme
what's her
just
name?
being alive.
Evil villain bitch, Elizabeth Banks.
Oh, Rita Repulsa.
Rita Repulsa, and she's playing it great, by the way. She's so cheesy. She's like,
yeah, she's cool.
"Nyah, my army, we have to go to the Krispy Kreme. We have to go there to the Krispy Kreme."
Yeah.
She
I
goes
think
in
I
there
have
and she
something
grabs a
like this.
Krispy Kreme donut and eats it like you do in the ads. Looks at the
It
camera and
literally
goes,
could have been an ad. Yeah.
I think I remember hearing about this.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
and
It
then
literally could have been
it's
an
so
ad.
good in the third act when you have the big apocalyptic fight scene and you hear the Power Rangers going, "Making our way to the Krispy Kreme."
Yeah, like literally they're in their Zords and it's like badass and he saves his dad and then he's like, "I'm going to the Krispy Kreme." It just
Yes, I'm going to star in Stranger Things season 2 after I go to the Krispy Kreme.
Tension undercuts.
'Cause I know a
any
friend of mine had
tension.
shown me like a clip from I think it was some CSI show where a guy's like talking so blatantly about Subway being
Yeah.
great for you or something.
Yeah.
And I thought you.
Oh
mentioned
yeah,
that.
yeah, I know that one. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a
yeah.
good one. That's a good one.
No,
There's
that's
a Bud Light ad in one of the Transformers.
You're wrong. That's not CSI.
I
You're
don't
gonna
think
be
it's one
you're
of
gonna be
those
blown
shows,
away.
isn't it?
It's the Italian Job with Edward Norton. That's from the Italian Job with Edward Norton. They walk up to the big fat Hawaiian guy, and
Yeah.
he's eating Subway.
Oh my God,
And he's
that's
telling
right.
them that it's healthy.
That's right.
And he goes into talking about how Subway's healthy for you to eat.
So that's from a
That's
movie?
right.
That's from a feature
at the
film.
golf at the
I thought
golf
that-
place. Yeah. At the party at the driving range.
Bartek,
I thought that was from a TV show.
Your sheer no. The Italian Job looks like a TV.
That's
It
what
does.
you were talking about earlier, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it all ties together.
Full
What I'm
circle.
saying is we should be covering the Italian Job with Mark Wahlberg, who, might I add, has not aged unless you
He
look at
hasn't.
him.
He looks good.
Unless you look at him in the Michael Bay Transformers movies, he looks really old in those movies
Because they
give
tried
him-
to make him look young in
and
those movies.
he has weird haircuts
Yeah.
in those movies,
and
so
he's
he
a-
looks old.
I saw an ad. I was watching a talk show ad or a clip or something.
And
from
he was
one
like,
of the
"Hey
movies.
guys, it's me, Mark."
He was weirdly tan. Like he was like orange. He was like
you
Donald
know why?
Trump tan. It was
Because he's
weird.
going to play Donald Trump.
Right.
He isn't, but imagine.
He is. It would be crazy.
Well, why would that be weird? Because you got Alec Baldwin doing it for Saturday Night Live, and
He's
Johnny
good.
Depp did it in a TV
He
movie.
did, that's
So
right.
it's like every actor wants. Oh my god! How has Adam Sandler not done a new Netflix movie making fun of the Donald Trump administration, where he plays a Trump-like president who's a man-child, and the lesson he has to learn is do not bomb other countries without permission from your
That
senators?
does sound like an Adam Sandler movie. I can't believe
and, he
that
has to,
doesn't
and a
exist.
little kid has to teach
A
him a
little
lesson.
kid has to teach him the lesson.
And the little kid's like, Josh Hutcherson, but now.
Josh Hutcherson just plays a little kid.
He's like, he's his son. Dad, don't do it. And he's like, I'm just gonna do it. North Korea is making me angry. And then the Kim Jong-un character is played by Rob Schneider. Yeah, he's got tape. He's got tape on his eyes.
Oh, man.
Because he does that. And he's doing his Chinese man voice from the animated Adam Sandler movie about Hanukkah.
Yeah, I was going to ask earlier.
I hate that
What was
movie.
it called? What was it called?
Eight Crazy Nights.
That's right.
And he's doing that voice, but that's Chinese, and they count. And Adam Sandler usually he'll call shit like that out in his movies. He's like, "Why are you doing a Chinese voice?" It's like, "Ding dong, ding dong." It's like, "That's not an answer." It's like, "I'm gonna bomb him," and then his son has to, and then Vice President Chris Rock comes in, being a Barack Obama type.
Chris Rock as a loud Barack Obama type.
He's like, "Yo, it's me, Chris Rock. You
can't be bombing these places."
Isn't he friends with the Obamas?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Look, I don't mean to sound bad, but it's obvious that he is.
that this movie is not an unappreciated
No.
masterpiece.
He would be playing... No. Chris Rock wouldn't be playing an Obama type because that's too obvious.
Okay.
He'd be playing
Like
a George Bush type in a cowboy hat going, yeehaw!
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
And
Look
David
at Guy Pearce
Spade
now.
would be playing the Barack Obama type where he's like, actually, you would... No, he'd play Hillary.
Yeah,
He'd play the
He's got
Hillary
the hair
type.
for it,
He's
yeah.
going to play the Hillary type, and then they would give Phil Hartman's ghost to play Bill Clinton.
Phil Hartman's ghost.
You know, I think I remember now that you remember the fat guy on the beach with the
I
think it
Chris
might have-
Farley's body. Yeah.
I think I read that the reference was to "You Don't Mess with the Zohan."
Oh,
Did this
okay.
come first though?
I think it was the same year or that.
Well,
one was
you know, the
year after.
Sandler verse.
The Sandlerverse.
You know what I love about this? The narrator says the hamster, which we never talked about, summed it all up, really, and the last thing the hamster did was shit itself. So he summed it up, really.
Yeah.
This was a great film. Not as good as The Italian Job with Mark Wahlberg,
No.
but what
But
is?
different. It's different.
What's the product placement of this film, Ryan?
I already said Cinnabon.
Cinnabon, yeah. That's a good one.
It's Cinnabon.
I guess it was more subtle back then.
Yeah.
Subtle.
Or Ferrari.
I mean, compared to what we were talking about before.
Ferrari. It's
I guess,
Ferrari. Your favorite Rusell Brand comedy moment, by the way?
Yeah, which was it? We missed
Oh,
it.
yeah, sorry. It was, you know that scene in which Adam Sandler's pitching it, but before he starts pitching it with his tongue out, and Guy Pearce pitched it, and then he wakes up from his sleep and he screams. You remember that moment in the
Yeah.
film? I mean, he's sitting there, and he's like, ah! And he goes for like a whole minute, and then he's like, sorry about that. I just fell asleep with my eyes open. That's your favourite moment.
No, because it was. I remember.
I'm 100%
where it
right on
was.
this.
It was in the
film?
Yeah. It was in the film. No, it was in the when they were telling the stories. It was in the apartment.
Oh, when he was the story.
Yeah.
You even said like he knows story structure.
Yeah.
That was your
It
favourite moment, that he knew it, and you were like, I'm shocked,
No,
because it's
it
English.
wasn't that moment, but it was like during that, and I couldn't
somewhere
remember
there.
what it
Well,
was.
I'm right, anyway.
Unless I'm just like misremembering how funny I thought it was.
Yeah, you're misremembering how
That
funny
might have
it
been-
was.
that
It
might
was
be-
pretty good.
I mean, it was very funny though. I liked
It was very funny.
It was because it was like he liked it, but then the kids didn't like it, and he agreed with them.
I will say, like,
He's a
as someone,
sycophant.
as you know, I like the concept of the movie. I like the idea that, you know, kids can tell stories and then all that shit happens. It's cool.
It's the magic of being a child.
Yeah, it's magical. It's
Magic
nice.
realism.
My magic
It's nice.
children.
That's what Disney's all about.
And
Magic children.
what do
like
you
Kaikobad.
rate it, Sorab?
What do I rate it? Out of what am I rating it?
Anything.
Anything you want,
It
buddy.
doesn't even have to be out of anything. Just be a concept.
I rate it Big Daddy. I rate it. That's
big,
the
a big
rating
score.
It's a big movie for me. It's a big in my life, and it's almost a father figure, really. So I rated Big Daddy.
The fun fact is, Sorab's father figure was actually Adam Sandler. All along.
It was. Yes.
Well, Adam Sandler's not Indian, Sorab is. So
Do we know that?
No, actually, my father figure was Guy Pearce in this movie.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
And your mum was...
Lucy Lawless.
No, I was going to say Monica from Friends.
Well, either one.
Because she's not letting you eat foods.
She doesn't.
Oh, and
eat-
watch TV, or that you watch any Hugh Jackman related film.
No, I can't watch Hugh Jackman related films.
Unless it's Australia.
You should watch Pan.
Pan's great. Hugh Jackman in
Yeah?
Pan? Fuck yeah. He
Yeah.
sings Nirvana.
Does he really?
He sings the Ramones as well.
That's awesome. I'll actually have to watch that.
Oh yeah, watch it. So I'm gonna give a quick.
We've done it on the show.
I'm gonna give a quick review because I just made him give a quick review. Great film, marvelous, loved it.
What's your rating?
My rating?
Yeah.
That was the end of my review. My rating?
It's very similar to his review.
My good man, my rating is a fuck Big Daddy out of, I like 50 First Dates. It's alright.
Okay, I can stand by that.
It's alright. Like, it's not great, but it's alright. You know, that final shot, it's really good. That's our whole rating. Bartek, quick review from you and your rating.
This movie was an excellent film.
And your rating?
I would recommend it to anyone. I think that if you are missing a little bit of magic in your life, you can attain it simply by watching this film.
It's true. If you want to see some magic, don't watch Now You See Me.
Fuck that, that's
Potter.
not real magic.
It's
Or
not
Harry
real
Potter like
magic. Don't watch Harry
Sorab.
Potter.
Be a cunt
Watch
like him.
Bedtime Stories.
Yeah.
This film has a message at one point. It's not the message, but it has a hypothetical message. There are no happy endings in life.
No.
But here's the thing,
Unless you're
guys.
Adam Sandler.
But here's the thing. But guys, here's the thing. If you're saying and hearing that, you're probably still alive. You're probably not at the ending yet.
Wow.
Oh,
It's
okay.
got existential. Wow.
Okay.
So, literally, like, you know, there's life and death. Death is the end. You gotta die first to know if there is a happy ending. It is a
Take
film
that, Christians.
that is teaching
Wow.
you to be... I mean, I'm sure they know that as well.
Well, death for them is the beginning.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess.
Because heaven exists.
Alright, well,
Right.
well,
Well, unless they go to hell, then... Like,
But then that's...
Well, it's still the
punishment.
beginning. It's
Of-
just the beginning of some shitty times.
And for Adam Sandler, he's Jewish, so he doesn't believe in
He
hell.
doesn't believe in hell, right?
in this world of films, we're talking about, like, you know, we're talking about life.
Yeah.
Life is the journey, and the end of life is considered an ending of some sort. Whatever comes after that, new beginning. But it's a film. Do you want to say something, right? You're
Yeah,
pointing at
yeah,
me.
I've got a real big question about this.
Do you want to?
Life.
Yeah.
You talking about the concept or the film with Jake Gyllenhaal that came out this year? Because Sorab was in that film, because he's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Or the film with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence that came out quite a while ago.
yeah. Concept or those two films?
There's also the video game concept of lives.
Life. Just life.
No, just live.
You got one life left.
Okay, great.
Mario's gone to it.
So it- Could that please be your rating? Just the Mario noise?
The Mario
Because
noise.
we already talked about Donkey Kong.
Mm.
Yeah, we did, so we need some Mario now.
Alright, but you got to throw a Zelda somewhere.
Some nips as well, because Mario has nipples.
This
now.
is a movie that teaches you there's more to life than what you've experienced. There are nips. Even Rusell Brands wear bras. And if I have to give it a rating, I give it a Mario had a bad ending, but you guys aren't Mario. You can have a good endings.
Can also that be out of, and then you do the loading screen noise or the end game noise for Metal Gear Solid, where it's like Snake, Snake.
I give it a out of a
Snake, Snake, Snake.
You got some pipes on you, man. You should sing more often.
I'm a bad singer.
He's a great singer,
Sounds
like Adam
it.
Sandler.
Like Adam Sandler, yes.
So Bartek,
I can't say that's Metal
Bartek
Gear
has,
Solid 2 endings. Right?
Bartek, I hate. Don't you bring up Metal Gear Solid 2 in this fucking podcast again? I hate that game as much as I hate Big Daddy, and that's
Wow.
a lot I hate.
Wow.
It's because it sucks. Bartek has some comments from YouTube that he's gathered for us to listen, because you know
please.
YouTube is full of sensible-minded people.
Of course, and comments in YouTube are usually very insightful.
They're always
They're
insightful.
always insightful.
Do we have IMDb?
Nah.
reviews? No.
I genuinely, like, when I die, I want a YouTube comment on my gravestone. because
I'll
they're
make
just
sure it
so
happens.
They're beautiful.
I'll make sure it happens.
Beautiful.
Sorab dead, lol.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it going to be a comment by Ryan Sliwinski?
Yeah.
Lizard King?
Yeah, be a comment.
Okay.
Is that your YouTube handle? Lizard King?
Yeah, everything's a Lizard King under me,
Right,
baby.
okay.
Bartek, read us some YouTube comments.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the sixth one has responses.
Give us some.
Please, go ahead.
I love Adam Sandler and Rusell Brand. Busy is so cute. Kendall is so gross. I think Busy was meant to be Bugsy.
Ah, yeah.
These comments are... For some reason, this film has been uploaded in full many times on YouTube.
Because people love
Really?
Disney films.
Most of them apparently missing the comments. The ending and they're obviously not the greatest quality. But the thing about YouTube is, if the full movie is there and there's bad quality, people in the comments, they'll accept it. They'll watch it anyway.
Yeah.
For some reason, most of the trailer videos for this film have comments disabled.
Aww.
Which is a shame, because those were the ones with the most views.
Aww.
Also, if you just look up bedtime stories, you
might get someone reading your bedtime story.
You end up in
I'm sure there are many videos like that.
You end up in the kid part of YouTube. That's kind of a plague, but that's another story.
And that's what children
That's what
are.
I was just gonna say. That's what children are. Plague.
No. You don't know about kid YouTube?
No.
there
I know about Kid Vine.
And there's Kid Netflix.
There's people on YouTube who like make nursery rhymes and like kid videos.
Oh, I thought you meant videos that were made by children.
They're very disturbing, but
what? On purpose or just by proxy of the fact?
It's a huge. It's a complicated issue.
Well,
Ryan.
YouTube.
Yeah, okay, that's true. I
want to unpeel this onion right now.
I wouldn't put it past the
kid
internet.
We'll talk
YouTube.
about it after the episode. But
Okay.
anyway, I had to end up throwing in the word Sandler in the response to get like the right.
Right, yeah.
It was only later that I thought, oh, maybe I should have written trailer. But yeah.
Hit us up.
2008.
Anyway, the rest of the comments, and this one is very relatable because it begins with I'm Mexican and yoing this film, trying to understand better English, and what do? No finish the full movie. Anyways, thanks.
Brilliant. I reckon Sorab wrote that when he first saw this film.
I did.
Well, Sorab is Mexican as the comment
I am
starts.
Mexican.
Yeah.
And Indian.
Yeah.
And Australian. And Sorab, whatever that is.
The next comment is, I love it so much it made me go to sleep, and it also made me happy and tired. Loved it, thanks for putting it on here. They took Bedtime Stories kind of literally there.
It made him sleepy.
Also, like, a
Happy.
movie that puts you to sleep doesn't sound like you loved it very much.
No, but maybe it
Well, they said loved
Put
it
him to
twice
sleep.
in the comment.
Well, yeah, okay.
put him to sleep, gun noise.
Right, yeah, okay, sure.
The next comment begins with a quote from the film, and it's in all caps.
Of course I did.
I see London, I see France, I see my golden underpants, woo! And then, out of quotes, priceless!
Of course.
And then from a different video, the same commenter, this one didn't put quotes, I see London, I see France, I see my golden underpants, woo! At ha 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 ha, priceless!
They changed it up. They changed it up.
They put a-
Bartek, just before you comment the next one, I've seen
It's the last one, too.
Sorab's phone case, and he has his initials written in gold. Classy fellow. I just wanted to...
SK could be Shah Rukh Khan, we don't know.
It could be. Go on.
And the final one that has responses, and this one really sums up the good and the bad in the world. The initial comment is, this movie dumb. And the first response is, no, it's not. And the last response of the
retort.
last comment is, it's a good movie.
I like how it becomes more Italian
Beginning-
as you do.
I know, yeah.
Like, it's a good movie.
Well, the last one had punctuation and capitals, so you know.
So you have to be Italian.
Of course.
So
They're
them and their
the only
punctuation.
people who use punctuation and capitals.
So look, beginning, middle, and end. This movie dumb, no, it's not, it's a good movie.
That's a 3-act structure,
That's a
as
very
Rusell Brand
good-
would have
yes,
told
exactly,
us earlier in the movie.
Exactly. I smell a sequel
I smell a sequel of a good movie.
of a bad good movie.
Of a bad good movie. And you guys have been bad good people. Because
Well done.
you've been good because you listened, but you've been bad because did you see this movie when it first came out?
No, you
Maybe.
didn't.
Maybe you didn't. I don't know. You could have. You could have been Sorab listening to this podcast because you're an egotist.
You could have been.
Ryan,
It's true. I will be listening.
do you not
But I'll
remember-
mute it whenever you guys are talking.
Yeah, I know you.
Ryan, do you not remember that I'm the audience surrogate in this episode?
Yeah, but
So you're calling me bad good people that listened?
yeah, because you're good because you listened, but you're just a bad person.
But I said, Ryan, earlier in this episode, I said I'm a nice boy. Remember?
No.
Yeah, but
No.
That's
Sorab said you're a nice boy, and
did.
I just established.
I said it too.
Yeah, but oh, okay.
2 out of 3 people said so, Ryan. In fact, I'm more than 2 people because I'm the audience.
You nailed that. You got it.
Well done. Well done.
You
Ryan's
guys,
alone.
as always, fantastic. Hear that, Bartek? That means you're
Thank
fantastic.
you, Ryan.
Sucking.
You're pretty good
So
too. You're good at sucking as well.
I am.
At
Do you want me to join the
Vaginas
league? Do you guys
in your
need some
throats.
space? You know.
You and Bartek should actually form your own podcast called the Sucking Big Daddy Off podcast because you love that film by the sound
I feel
of
like
it.
us
Have
saying
you
that we
seen-
like this movie has like you're really overestimating how much. Like we go home every night and watch Big Daddy. Like
I have a copy of it in my Adam
Have you
Sandler
seen the
collection.
porno of Big Daddy?
No,
They
I
don't
can't
change
say
the
that.
name at
Tumblr
all.
Daddy?
well, they don't need to.
Tumblr Daddy? What?
I don't know, they use that word a lot, don't they?
Who?
People on Tumblr?
Tumblr
Girls on
Daddy?
Tumblr? They call people daddy and they
Do
lie.
they?
I'm getting so confused of what Bartek knows of internet culture. He's like, don't make me open up this web that is the children's
kids'
YouTube.
Children's YouTube and people on Tumblr calling other people daddy?
The young girls doing it.
No,
But
they
like
call
that,
them
like-
bae. What are you on about?
But like, in what context?
like, what's the context?
Sexually, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I am on Tumblr sometimes, and I've never seen this before,
I'm
but
not on
Bartek's an
Tumblr.
I'm
expert
not
on
on either.
kid
I'm
YouTube.
not on Tumblr, so yeah, I don't know.
I just know internet.
I just don't...
I know internet.
I know internet, and I know film good this was, sir. And you guys, you can help us out if you
Said
want.
well that was.
Yoda.
Yes.
I'm the audience, so I do YouTube comments.
You guys, fantastic. If you want to help us out, you can just listen to our stuff, you know? Just write Spin Polish Presents into YouTube. You're going to be fine. YouTube, that's on there. We're on there. Hit that up. We're on
You're so
iTunes.
eloquent, Ryan.
Hey,
You like a YouTube comment?
I've been holding this show.
There's the eloquence of a YouTube commenter.
Sorab dead, lol.
No, it's not. It's a good movie. And yawning.
So, you can just type my name into Google and you'll find us on Podbean, iTunes, YouTube, Facebook. It's all there. We're amazing. We're connected. We're with it, kids. Not on the kids' YouTube though. That sounds suspicious, but I don't know why.
It sounds really strange.
I'm pumped to watch some. Because don't you get pumped to watch things that sound like terrifying? Like
Oh yeah.
like a part of me wants to know what it is about the Brody community that exists, and I'm like, do I want to watch a My Little Pony to understand why they are like this?
That's a little strange.
Some of
I
them-
don't
No,
get
but
that.
do you know what? But don't you understand?
Yeah. Like when you
what
hear a
is-
movie is just awful, you're kind of like, I kind of want to see it more now.
Yeah, but then there's this strange thing where you're like, where there's strange fandoms or existing content creators where you're like, for a moment there was like all that creepypasta stuff on the internet. I'm like, I don't know what creepypasta is, like creepy storytelling of folk stories and all that. I'm like,
Sure.
oh, what's that about? Maybe I want to check that out to understand it. And then now I've got kid YouTube here. And I'm
YouTube.
like, I don't know what that is. It
Yeah.
sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, some of these are good and bad. Obviously, you have to know where to draw the line. Or
One
else-
of the staples is like Elsa and Spider-Man series or
I
something.
don't know what this means.
I
I
know.
don't
Like
know what
Elsa,
this
like
means.
Frozen?
Yeah, Frozen, Elsa, and Spider-Man from Spider-Man.
Is this like an animation? Or is
No,
this like someone
live
with
action.
action figures?
In costume.
We'll find out.
Oh, wow.
Guys,
Like adults? Or...
yeah,
you guys have
Really?
been fantastic.
I'm not joking.
Wow.
He's dead
I know, I
joking.
believe you. I'm just shocked.
No.
Remember to be kind to each other, guys. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes, be as kind as Elsa is to Spider-Man.
We usually end these with like, you know, me saying something silly, but I think this kid YouTube discussion's good enough.
Bartek, to end this episode,
Yes.
could you please try your
Harder next
damnedest
time?
to explain to us all what kid YouTube is?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how we end this episode. I need a basic answer, because to be honest, why I'm fascinated is I don't know what the fuck you're on about.
Yeah.
So, just to be clear, I don't actually watch this stuff, but I'm aware of it.
Yeah, defend yourself before you start.
yeah.
So,
Disclaimer.
so like any inaccuracies that I say, that's my excuse. So basically, you know, YouTube, there's content creators, they're making it for people, and they're making it for people to watch. So in this modern day, a lot of kids are, you know, savvy about how they use like iPads and like surf the internet and stuff. And it's a kind of scare that like adults, we didn't really, well, even our generation didn't necessarily have growing up. But kids, you know, I don't hate kids, but there's this whole idea that, you know, kids...
I feel
don't know
like
when-
you do.
No, actually, I like
He's
kids.
training me a teacher.
Yeah, right.
I don't hate kids.
We were in a class together, sorry.
That's right, we were. It's true. It's true.
You were a student. Go on.
I was a student.
Um,
I was a kid.
It's weird because it's the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah, so kids, you know, they're actually dumber than us, fun fact. Their brains aren't as developed as us, so that, you know, they'll go from like related video to related video. And like on YouTube, you know...
Wait. If that's the going from related video, like I do that. Am I dumb?
No. But here's the
Yes,
thing, like
I feel like everyone. That's a YouTube rabbit hole.
look,
I'm dumb. Okay.
no.
Thanks for breaking it to me.
No, but on YouTube, there are like some legitimate channels that are made for kids. Like, you know, you got Peppa Pig, and kids can watch
Yeah,
the Peppa Pig
yeah.
videos.
Yeah, sure.
There are some Disney ones where you can watch Mickey Mouse stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are many channels out there that make knockoffs of them. They like take these characters.
Right.
And they're in the related videos, and they got millions of views, and a bunch of subscribers, and like automated comments and stuff like that. So kids end up watching them, and there's this whole thing of like, you know, if it's by Disney, you can be guaranteed, like, oh, they're not going to show something disturbing to kids and fuck them up.
Oh my god, is
But
this what these videos are doing?
They're not. Look, they're not
That sounds
necessarily.
amazing.
They're not necessarily doing like the most fucked up things ever. But there's this like uncomfortable atmosphere to them when they like bring in like, oh, your kids are afraid of needles, so let's talk about like, oh, characters getting needles and being utterly terrified of them and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's just kind of
It's not like
People
when
trying to traumatize children.
Is it like when we grew up on the internet and Charlie the Unicorn was around and that looks like a kid-friendly thing,
my
and then
God,
you watch it and it's like
hated
organ
that.
transplants?
Oh, that
But
annoyed the
maybe,
hell
but
out
I
of me.
read an article, I think last week or something, that a lot of these videos are kind of not necessarily all made by people, but they're like created by like a system that like
really?
finds
Oh my
key
God!
terms that like appeal to kids, and that's why certain videos have like crazy clickbaity
That's so
titles.
weird.
You know what? I don't need to hear anymore. You've just answered how Skynet is going to take over us.
Yeah, literally, we're all just gonna die because and Ani
Because
ain't gonna
kids
save
YouTube.
us.
Kids
Ani-
YouTube.
All the kids are watching the related videos to safe things and experiencing, Peppa Pig going to a dentist and screaming her lungs out.
That does sound funny though. Peppa Pig going to the dentist and screaming her lungs out. Is Peppa Pig a girl?
I think
Her
so.
name's Peppa,
Yeah, I guess so.
and she wears a skirt. So yeah.
I've never actually seen Peppa Pig. I don't know.
You
why
ever
I
seen
just-
the illustration of Peppa Pig? It's a
No,
girl pig.
I don't know why I just assumed it was a guy. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough.
I feel like women are they're not pigs. Women are nicer than pigs.
Unless you're
The
Trump.
whole family's a pig.
Well, yeah. That's,
The whole family's pigs.
They're all, in that universe, they're all animals, so it's okay.
Sure, yeah, so it's okay, right?
It's not like the illustrator is making a feminist statement about women can be
No,
pigs
you're right,
too.
you're right, yes.
Hey everyone, listen to our Bedtime Stories episode where we talk about a kids film and kids YouTube